Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by
StreamlineFlorida.com. That's Streamline Mortgage Solution. And if you need any mortgage information, call Brian Zymel and his team. His cell phone number is on StreamlineFlorida.com under the Tom and Dan logo. You can text or call him anytime. He's helped out hundreds of our listeners with their mortgages. And the good thing, too, Brian was talking to me about is you could tell him to put you on a list, even if you haven't used them in the past. If you used them in the past, he already has you. He'll let you know if, like, mortgage rates go down, and it's like, hey, it's a good time to refi. You'll save a bunch of money.
He did that to me and Andrea.
Yeah.
That's what he did for us. You hurt my feelings in the beginning. I did a patriotic voice, and I let you do a full 30 seconds. I was just sitting there quietly, very upset, pouting. I was over here pouting a little bit.
I like talking about Brian Zymel because I want people to save money and do the best business decision for their own life.
I haven't seen Brian in a minute, but here's what he did for me and A, and it was awesome. He just took our number down. We were not ready to refi, but when we were ready, and there were some qualifications that we had to check off before we could get it done. Once that was done, he had us on file. He set a reminder timer, I guess, for it. He calls us one day, and he's like, hey, it's time to do it. We went to his office. 20 minutes later, we're good to go. Yeah,
it's super easy. Just talk to him. It's free to talk to him, and it's StreamlineFlorida.com.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, everybody. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the ouch couch, as we...
What is that?
We used to call it the ouch couch when we had fat people sit on it.
Oh, all right.
That is what we called it. Ask the chat room if it was called the ouch couch. It was.
No, that's a you in the chat room thing.
No.
You're making fun of the guests.
We had like Big Tim Murphy and two other blobs on there.
On this couch together?
Yeah, and we called it the ouch couch.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised it's still standing over here.
By the way, chat room,
if you go grab that left arm is loose. It'll fall right off, that left arm of the couch.
If when you make these comments about our guests, sometimes I see them lean over and start reading the chat room. I'm like, no, don't read it. I have to watch them read it.
Have you guys ever cleaned this couch? Now that I think about it? Really?
Yes, we have.
Really?
Yes, the carpet guy cleaned that couch. Yeah, it's been cleaned twice.
You've had this couch a long time.
It's been cleaned twice.
Yeah.
The carpet's been cleaned twice, too. We don't, look, Buster, we don't fuck around in here, man.
Yeah, you do.
we do not fuck around
That's basically your whole show. You fuck around for 10 years.
A little applause for a nerd can finally say the F word. Yeah. Little baby can finally say fuck.
I'm over 40. I'm an adult.
I like that.
I'm an adult man.
Calm.
Everyone calm the fuck down.
Bill Cosby's free.
So is Diddy. Did you see that? Oh, my God.
Maybe they'll be roomies. Maybe they can be roomies.
Awesome.
Anyway, so John Busecker's here.
Hey. How are you?
Good to see you, Bus. We've missed you, dude.
Thanks.
So we're going to talk about the JustCallMo.com skate event, and that's happening next
It's a
Saturday.
skate-a-thon.
Skate-a-thon.
You get it wrong every
That's
fucking
all right.
time.
That's
it's
all right.
skate.
That's
he
his
doesn't want
MO.
to say
That's his
skate-a-thon.
MO.
No, skate-a-thon to him is corny. He's got to call it the motto is a skate-a-thon. I can say thon.
So that's Cimarron Skateway. Mo DeWitt is renting the Cimarron Skateway for 2 hours. You have to register at justcallmo.com/skate. Fill out the waiver before you get there.
Please do. It'll save you time. That way you're not sitting there on your phone trying to fill out a waiver.
You can do it online. It's
takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, less than 2 seconds. Well, not less than 2, but like 7 seconds.
There's a possibility we could reach capacity.
Oh, yeah.
I think we are.
I've been told capacity is 1,200 people.
Yeah.
And
That's
we have
a lot.
I know it is. I know it is.
Or 1 ounce couch.
But we have roughly about 950 people have said they're on the way. They're coming.
But how many are goddamn liars? Right? I hate
bots.
those people.
950 people.
How do you
RSVP'd?
handle that? How do you guys handle that? That's where if I were Mo standing at Fun Spot and I said, 900 and I am sitting at 750, I'm going to fuck your ass now. I'm going to get all you we're not fucking around.
I'd rather
here.
have more people there than nobody show up. So I'd
that's
rather it be
true.
a madhouse.
Yeah,
too.
well, that's what I'm questioning. 900.
I want no
even
room to
900
skate. No room to skate. We're elbow to elbow. We can't even move. We're like, my skates are shoes now. Now I'm wearing shoes.
I've seen Tom and Dan fans, but they ain't all skating.
Like,
No.
How dare you?
Wow.
I've seen them.
You know what?
Okay.
That's gonna
Weak knees,
That's
big bellies.
That's gonna cost you a couple slip and falls. I'm gonna tell you.
They ain't gonna catch me. They
Yeah,
can't.
right? That's gonna cost you a couple slip
you
and
mean
falls.
they ain't calling?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
they'll call Mo.
They'll call Mo,
they'll call Mo.
but they'll hate you in their heart.
Fat fingers, though. I mean, they're probably dialing several numbers.
So,
God, this guy's got the goods today. Old bus is back. Fucking old bus decker's back, man. The old Frisbee in the field bus
There
decker.
you go.
Orlando Sentinel bus
Mo
decker.
called me before this started. I don't know what he wanted. He probably said, "Don't
need
say
to call
anything
him?
bad about the
You need
listener."
to call him?
No, I texted. He said everything's good.
Are we going to talk about how you're...
don't talk about their fat listeners.
Whatever you do, don't talk about their obese listeners. This is coming from the Chicken Parm Kid.
So, I've never done this before in my entire career.
Anal sex.
Said I love you to your kids.
Yeah. No, he'll do it to them.
good.
He won't do it to
Yeah.
anyone else.
Do anything, ride or die. That's how people throw that out.
Well,
Anyway.
you're supposed to. I don't think you're supposed to put an emphasis on the die.
So, I started backing off on this whole me and Busdecker skate challenge next Saturday.
Oh, I forgot about that. I should be trained. Maybe I should be training for this.
I forgot about that too. You don't need to train. You're an excellent skater.
I haven't been in a while. I almost went the other night, but got a little late.
And I am in the best shape of my life right now.
Congrats.
No big deal.
Well, let me ask: are you in the best shape of your life, or were you in the best shape of your life as a young man, and now you're in the best shape that you can get of your
Well, I'm
life?
in the best shape of my old man life.
Because I would argue, because he loves to do this to me, and I get shit for not sticking up. I don't like. They're like, Daniel doesn't argue because he's a pussy. It's like, no, Daniel doesn't argue sometimes because he doesn't care. But I'm going to step in here and say that I think a young Tom Van without the Ron Jeremy drag foot, whatever, you got the limp cock foot. Without your limp cock foot, that you're better than. But this is the best you've been able to get in modern times.
You're right.
Yes. I've never gotten a good right.
And I've starting to notice a little some things here and there.
Your boners look better, don't they? Big ass boners.
The
Have you seen him with a shirt off?
I thought you were going to say, have you seen his boner? I'm like, no.
He looks excellent with his shirt off, which leads me to believe he's got a bigger boner.
Here's the thing. I recently, especially going to Max's breakdancing class, with
a boner? Jesus.
I was watching because I like to watch them breakdance and then
The little kids?
and then think to myself, no, the adults.
How many
There's
of these
adults.
kids can I fit in a van?
There's adults there, and then they're doing these moves, and
It's hard to grab the windmill ones.
And I'm like, I know I can't do what they're doing, but I could maybe get close. Like I could be in this class.
But they call you Stiffman.
And
Why
then-
don't you do the class then?
So then,
I'm anti that, by the way.
Dancing?
No, I'm
like a
anti.
Footloose?
This guy's always up his kid's ass. He needs to let them have something
yeah,
that's theirs.
that's true. That's
some
true.
ownership of their own.
I don't even have kids, and I know that.
So-
Yeah, come on. That's step one.
one of the teachers just said, like, hey, start off with this basic move where you sit down flat with your feet out.
I can do that.
And then put your hands next to yourself right there, and then just lift your butt off the floor and lift your
Can't
feet
do
off
that.
the floor.
Arms are too short.
Okay, well,
I can't do it.
So I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's an easy basic. I mean, me and Max could do that together when we get home as like a
Bonding.
whatever.
Bonding.
And then I was in my mind 100% positive that I could do this. I would have bet my feet.
And that's like up
Oh,
there.
my God, you have a gambling problem.
If you speak Tom, though, no, if you speak Tom.
That's a high bet.
If you speak Tom, the foot bet goes back. I mean, correct me on this, 18 years maybe? I mean, radio days, this guy's been betting his feet. That's when you knew. If he said, I'll bet my fucking feet, that's how you knew that he's being serious.
I was not even close to being able to do this. In fact, in my mind, I was like, holy, this is impossible. I will never be able to do this. I'll die without being able to do this. I could not do it, even close. And then I was like, man, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am.
Oh my God.
Breakdancing, what are you trying to do?
Maybe you're not as good as you think you are.
Sit
I
on the
concur.
floor and just lift. I was like, I'm strong enough. I could work out. And then I could not even. And all the kids were doing it. The breakdance.
Yeah,
team.
They also they weigh like 50 pounds. Those kids.
My
They're
arms,
not the breakdance
my
teacher.
arms don't reach the floor.
I don't think I could do it.
If I sit on
It's
the floor,
hard.
my arms reach like right at my belt line.
Anyway,
Maybe you should stick to square dancing.
so then I imagine myself embarrassing myself in front of my sons and all the other kids.
Daily.
How many fake scenarios do you go through daily?
Because I was
A lot, right?
I was gonna race Bustecker, and I was gonna get a head start. But even with the head
I
start,
don't understand why you get a head start.
Yeah, because you know the
you're
state-
so fit. You're in such good shape.
No,
Maybe
you-
I should be
you
getting the
play
head
Best
start.
shape of his life.
I know. I've heard.
you
I've heard.
play amateur dad hockey
It's
or
true.
whatever the
I played
hell.
last
Really
night.
MVP?
No.
And I've seen the videos
Yeah.
of you
This
roller
guy's
skating.
good.
You're doing backward. You're doing
You know what?
sliding
You
along.
can do something that I feel like if you're a northern dad, you can do something that I feel like all northern dads should know how to do, and that's skate up to a bully and spray ice on it. If you can spray
do
ice
that.
on, I know you can.
Yeah.
And it's way up there for me as far as like if you like the fact that you can do that. So many points in my house. Like,
Okay.
I'm like that's badass.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so then I was like, I don't think I could beat Bustecker even with a lead. And
How stiff are you?
I haven't been on quad skates in 30 plus years.
You didn't
Since
try?
I was like 10 years old, maybe. I was like
Oh, you're gonna
Well, why
take a
didn't-
hard
33
fall.
years.
Well, why didn't you step out your front door and practice a little bit? It's right outside your door. You could have walked up there every afternoon.
you do live nearby.
You literally could have stepped one foot out and put a skate on, another foot out.
Yeah. You know, it's like Tyson, and the passion's not in there.
No,
Didn't even try.
Yeah,
Didn't
I know.
even
Like,
try.
hey, can't do a buddy call. Like, you're out of your goddamn
They just
mind.
wanted a payday.
Yeah, no
anyway,
passion.
so register for Moe's, the skate-a-thon.
Are you going to skate? I'm going to try.
I am gonna skate,
I'm
yeah.
going to try to.
Yes.
Even if I have to get one of those little the walkers, you know, because my doctor did
Don't get
say,
that.
Well, my doctor, I'm going
They
to.
don't even have that.
I'm going to because my doctor's. I'm gonna bring something, a cane or something, because the doctor was like, "Hey, please don't be falling on that thing." It's really, I did a really good job.
They don't even have those skate walkers.
I don't think they do for adults.
Yeah, but I'm small enough to
That's
be
true.
used as a child.
They don't even have it
I'm
for
fine.
kids. I've been going to Cimarron Skateway for 8 years, or maybe 6. But anyway, since the boys were
Maybe
real
they
young.
got him in the back.
I've never seen them though. That's the thing. Anyway,
It'll be a fun day. Come out. We're gonna have some prizes too. I talked to Mo. We're gonna do some raffle prizes.
What are you giving away?
Mystery.
Ooh.
It's a mystery.
yeah, Merchman's going to be out there. We got a bunch of.
You know what?
We got a
new stuff.
caricature artist. We got a balloon artist. We got face painters.
I could just do AI pictures of everybody. Come see me. I'll take a picture. I'll print out an AI photo of you. You know what you should give away? A La Crusette Dutch oven.
Okay. Are they a sponsor now or something?
Yeah. No, they're not. But that would be everyone would love La Crusette.
So let's talk about your radio show.
Let's do it.
And so
Brendan was supposed to be here, but he's not here.
he got injured.
Isn't this the one that we got him on? We got him on the air.
Maybe. I think so. No.
I can't remember.
I'm almost positive.
No. So
I'm
wait,
almost positive that
let me go back.
Tom
Let me go
called
back.
Jack.
It's true.
And,
It's true.
And Tom, I'm serious. Tom called Jack and said, "Get these mothers on the air. I know talent."
So a long time ago, Jack actually approached me to do a show for Real Radio because there was an opening on
The
Friday
boring
nights.
hour with Mr. Gay.
9 o'clock on a Friday. They had an opening.
It's the boring hour with Mr. Gay.
And that's kind of how the concept of me and Brendan got together to do a show. But yes, it's because I was on this
He's
show a
Mr.
lot.
Gay.
And then I remember a conversation with Jack where I gave my approval to.
Thank you.
I was
Thank
like,
you. You're like the
A lot of people don't
You're
know.
like the Godfather.
A lot of people don't know that most out of the box ideas Jack will run by you because you've always been the deepest thinker bear, the out of the box, the drunkie the bear concept, all of that. You can say what you want to, but that concept, there's never been something more out of the box that Real Radio's ever done. So they put that stuff in front of you. You're a consultant now.
So I saw that, I saw Brendan make the announcement that he's no longer with Bungalore.
Nope.
And then, with
what?
God, I wish you would have got it right for the last time.
With what? What's he?
Bungalore.
Bungalore.
It was always a stupid name. I couldn't say that.
Bungalore.
Anyway, so then you have to change the name of the show. Obviously.
Yeah, rebranded, new show. Obviously, still Brendan and I talking about what's happening
now
in
it's
Orlando.
Bunga in the Junga.
Now it's
Bunga Junga.
So the official title now is the Orlando Shine.
Bunga Junga.
It's called the Orlando Shine Show because it's Brendan started a new site called the Orlando Shine.
All right, and so
shining a light on Central Florida.
So,
I love that.
And what's the website?
OrlandoShine.com.
Okay,
you can subscribe to the newsletter right now. We're still finishing. I say we. It's still getting finished up to be an actual news site, but you can sign up for the newsletter right now.
There you go.
All right. So
maybe it'll be live today. We'll see.
It's the Orlando Shine Show every Fridays on Real Radio and the podcast.
Yep.
And now, before that, it was going to be Brendan and the Bus.
We did that for 1 week because we had to rebrand it after Brendan got fired from Bungalore.
And then I was like, that's the name. I didn't know it's the Orlando Shine, and you want to, but I like it better when you build yourself.
You got to put your ego on there.
Yeah. So, but you also build yourself a prison that you could never sell because your name's on it.
Also, you put a huge target on your back too by putting your name in there. It's like, well, why this sucks? Who do we get mad at?
But
those guys.
It's so much better having someone say like, "Are you Tom from Tom and Dan?" And then I'm like, "I am Tom," because they're like, "Oh, it's a bigger deal."
Who's saying that?
If
they're out there. They're out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You're at
you,
Publix and people are like, "Are you the Tom?"
Brendan's got to become Mr. Shine or something because you know what I'm saying.
Mr. Shine.
Are you Mr. Shine from
Shiny.
Orlando?
How about Shiny?
I'm sure there's a Mr. Shine out there that Brendan would be happy to be with.
Yeah. What if he dressed up like Mr. Clean? The earring, right? White, tight white V-neck, white pants, very tight. Gay overtones, big bushy white eyebrows, and can eat pussy like a motherfucker.
Or was he?
No, gay tendencies. I said gay tendencies. He's not gay, and nobody's gay now. Everybody's fluid, dude. Where have you been?
So how much time we got left?
You got some time. You got some time.
So everything.
You got somewhere to go?
You got a busy Thursday?
Well, I was just looking because I want to do.
You got a surprise guest that's going to come in?
I want to do a couple things. One is I brought back some Swedish candy from Sweden.
Oh, it's going to be terrible. All European candy is terrible.
Okay, well,
wow, that is a.
It is.
That is a bold.
Except for the chocolate. I mean, if you're going to give me black licorice.
See, I've never. Is that a real thing? I have never.
I didn't know that
until you said it, and until he just said it. I didn't. I always thought the European candy across the board was better than North American.
Chocolate's good, but like candy, we'll see.
Okay, all right. So I didn't know this, and of course we talked a lot about the stories of our vacations on Monday's ACT, and then the BDM show this past Monday's BDM show.
Yeah,
so
I put it in the best of ACT as well.
You want to hear some of the stories?
Best of already.
Well, we run a companion piece that comes out, and everybody can like listen to it. You know, if you want to hear it all in one spot.
So so when I was in Sweden, our host, which by the way, Sweden and Swedish people are the nicest people I've ever met. Like as far as being in a country and having like extreme hospitality and everybody you meet just being overly polite to the point of like, is this real? Like,
would you say they're
crazy?
Sweet people? They're
Swedes are good.
They're sweet people.
And
my favorite porn star back maybe when in my 20s, Puma Swede. She was Swedish. Puma Swede. Look her up. Very tall blonde. She was like she'd do the Swedish bikini team thing. Puma Swede.
And
God bless you.
Crystal's family we were staying staying with, which, by the way, they gave us their house. Like, that's how
You make them
hospitable they
sleep
are.
out back?
They slept in their RV, and they we slept in their room.
Did you get at it?
No. Come on.
You got
They
to.
said they were
You got
listening.
to.
No, I
You
didn't.
got-
No,
they're not
I was
listening from the
respect-
RV.
They're very open.
They're back in their house. They said they were listening.
What kind of perverts are listening? Like, make sure you listen to hear my bang.
They're very open in Sweden.
Yeah,
those things.
So they anyway, they got me some Swedish candy, and they were like, "Hey, have you heard about the Swedish Candy Challenge?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "This is a thing on
I
the
want
internet
challenges.
where they just have Americans taste Swedish candy and see what they feel." And so I brought it home, put it in my suitcase, and we're
Did you
gonna
mix
try
it up with
some.
your weed candies there? Or, you get us our candies. Next thing you know, me and Busting are making out in the corner. High as kites.
And but before that, me and Daniel have been talking about this Netflix documentary called I forgot the exact name of it, but
it's
the
a
Poop
series.
Cruise.
It's a series called Trainwreck. I think it's
Okay.
it's a Netflix series called Trainwreck, and they got a bunch of them. They've got like. And they're mostly just things that are going horribly wrong, you know. And this one happens to be
Seems like an ongoing series.
the infamous. Was it 2013 Poop Cruise?
Yes, I think so.
Or 03? I
think it was 13.
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, and so it was about the Carnival cruise ship that lost total power. They had a fire in the engine room, and the fire severed all the electrical cables, and then it was just dead in the water. And then they had to pull it with a tugboat back to Mississippi or whatever. It was like the closest by the time it drifted.
Yeah,
Anyway,
2013.
They lost power, and their toilets had to work with power. So
Trainwreck, not it's Trainwreck. Thank you.
And so it became a human sewage problem.
I mean, you got, what, 5,000 people on board?
I think it was like 3,500.
Okay,
It was
a
like
lot of
over
people.
3,000 people, and the toilets were backed up. They were telling them to urinate in the shower.
Well, that's what the
then-
cruise director, like, she kind of, like, I guess, suggested that and said, like, you know, but after you fill that thing up, you know, you have to, it has to go somewhere.
Yeah,
Which in the documentary I was watching it, I was a little confused that they couldn't, are they not allowed to, even in an emergency, to dump it into the ocean?
I don't think they even have maybe the ability to do that.
You got to have a big main shit valve on the bottom of the boat, right?
Yeah,
you got to have something. You got to have something.
I think they do that. I don't know if it was because they were using the showers and for the toilets. Because
regardless, you would think even a gray water tank, you should be able to dump it.
How
right?
many days did it take to get tugged?
Okay, that's the problem. They were tugging it one way back to the Mexican port, and the weather got bad. So they were already going one way for like a day, and then they had to get other tugboats and go the other direction. Right?
They drifted so far away from Mexico
right.
is that they decided that it was better to go
the
north.
opposite.
But so then they started handing out biohazard bags, and they're like, "Hey, if you have to go number 2, you use this bag." And then in the documentary, they were interviewing a lot of the guests on the ship. And they were like, "No way!" When they were like, "When we heard about the bag,
I ain't using no bag, baby.
They were like, "There's no way I'm pooping."
I'd poop in a bag.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have no problem.
These people are nuts.
So there was this one nerdy white dude and these 3 like I would come middle-aged women. They maybe
All
like
3 of those
30
women,
or-
I'd have fucked everything. All 3 of them.
And,
They were hot party milfs.
and
They were.
They're like like freaking out about having to poop in a bag.
And they were the girls that were like, just get me a drink. It is wine 30. They were like those girls.
So, and of course, it's uncomfortable to poop in a bag. But if you had to do it in an emergency, I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a
Is
deal.
it uncomfortable pooping in a bag, or is it uncomfortable holding your poop?
Yeah.
Come on, people.
More uncomfortable holding your poop.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
man.
gross. Don't get me wrong, but like obviously these are
poop is gross.
not circumstances that happen every day. There was a fire, and it's not like Carnival wants you to poop in the bag. It's just this is what
And
they
it's-
have to
it's
do.
not the chat room's asking, is it a clear bag? No, it was a red biohazard bag that you could seal up.
Which, by the way,
I don't think I would care.
I was like, why did they have so many red biohazard bags? Because they're handing them out under every door and stuff, and like to everybody.
I thought the same thing.
And
Did you look it up?
No, I didn't. But I assume it's because in the lifeboats, under scenarios where all those passengers have to be on lifeboats for any amount of time, that the biohazard poop bags are part of the because there's no. I don't think there's
At
a
that point, I
bathroom
feel
in
like
the
I would just
lifeboat.
poop in the ocean, though. If I'm that close to the ocean and
Not
alive.
allowed. You're allowed to pee in the ocean. They would let you pee
If
off
whales
there.
can poop in the ocean,
it's
I
too-
can poop in the
No,
ocean.
no, they're not going to let you because A, to prop your ass up there is dangerous.
But
And B,
in a lifeboat? What am I going to do?
They're not going to let you poop in the lifeboat.
Well, I'm sure with Carnival guests, they don't want I think it's hard to get in and out of the ocean on a lifeboat. Anyway, I don't know
I just think
why.
there's bigger
Why is-
problems to deal with.
Why is
me
what?
pooping
They
in the
have
ocean.
so many biohazard bags. Was it for
I
poop?
just asked, and they don't know. I would imagine that they were.
You have a certain amount for like
Well,
biohazard.
They're
but-
flat packed, right? They're
Yeah,
flat packed in a box. We've bought bags before to give to BDMs, so you can have a case of them, and you
They
can
must have thousands.
Yeah, you could have 2,000 biohazard bags, little
Yeah.
red bags in there, and then you can slide them under the doors, just like you do the
There was
bar ticket.
3,500 passengers, so you at least need 7,000 for two poops a piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think you only got one. I think
Yeah.
they just slid one under because they were kind of. I think
use
doing-
it multiple times.
No, I think they were thinking that we're going to have some that want to do it and some that don't.
Oh, okay, then all right.
But I don't know. They didn't say how many bags you
So
got.
anyway, so that got me and Daniel into a larger discussion.
We were walking to lunch.
yeah.
Two old men walking to lunch, and this is what we talked about. Like 30 minutes.
So, and of course, you should watch it because it's ridiculous. But me and Daniel started talking about because we were surprised by how appalled these two people or like these four people on the documentary were about pooping in the bag.
Yeah,
and,
they made it like
and how much they didn't want to do it, and they were trying to like take Imodium so they didn't have to do it.
Well, that one lady
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, I just loaded up on Imodium and was just drinking beers. And I'm like, well, that's going to counteract each other.
And
That's not a good idea.
The other guy found some one working toilet that was a hidden, and then but he was like, I did. Thank God I didn't have to poop in this bag. And then we were like, how? Like, we started thinking, and like, I don't think I know one person personally that hasn't had to poop in a non-toilet because of an emergency or on like a camping trip.
Yeah, this
or
is
in the
what we were
woods.
claiming as we were walking. We're like, I don't think we know.
And I couldn't think of one person that I know that hasn't had to poop in a non-toilet scenario at least once in their adult life. Like the baby doesn't count as a kid, an accident. doesn't count.
I was kind of taking
and even like sharding doesn't really count. I'm
No,
talking
I
like,
was saying like potty trained age up because like I can remember a time. The first time I remember, I was playing Army in the Woods. I was probably like 10 or 11 years old. I knew I wasn't going to make it home. I just knew it. Something happened, and then I just ran into a covered area and I pulled my pants down and it was a full formed log. It wasn't diarrhea. It wasn't like a IBS thing. It was like I'm sorry. I did it and I put my pants back on and I walked home as straight as I could and that way I didn't and I wiped immediately and that was the first time I
pooped
remember.
the log outside.
I pooped the log outside.
And I was like, I bet a lot of people have, God, again, I couldn't even think of one person that never had only toilet life as an adult.
That's
and then,
the name of the show. Only toilet life.
I mean, I've been to bigger music festivals. I mean, I think back to going to Bonnaroo, and I've had to poop in a porta potty that was probably grosser than having to poop in a bag.
God, you're just like Tom. That was one of your arguments.
I mean,
yesterday.
I'd rather poop in a bag in my own privacy in a Carnival Cruise Line than the one that's been used by 1,000 people at a porta potty at a Bonnaroo.
Yeah, no,
I'm pretending I'm on Maury Povich right now.
Yeah, because you're just pooping on a giant
On top of other poop.
pyramid.
Yeah. And everybody's ass has been there.
Everybody.
Everyone's zit carbuncled ass has been sitting on that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd rather just get a nice clean bag and be to my own devices and quiet.
So, but I made a post on the BDM page asking, and there was like 4 or 5 BDMs out of like thousands, or at least there
are 4 or 5 liars.
There was around 100 comments, and like 4 or 5 said, "I've only pooped in a toilet in my life," and that's definitely believable.
No.
If you live in the city, you never gone camping, and you're always around a toilet, and especially if maybe you have phobia about pooping outside. We know people
Liars.
that only like to poop inside their house. And
I mean, I'd rather just poop in my own
I
house.
can poop anywhere.
Yeah, Daniel,
I'll put it as a challenge. Name some place you think I can poop. Now I have to be able to physically get there, but like seriously, I think you guys I think the babies. It makes me angry.
What about? Have you ever been to an older establishment that there are no doors?
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'll
I'll
go.
poop. I poop with
and
my dick.
people walk
I'll poop,
in.
I'll flap my dick over the. I'll just sit there,
Come on.
pull my shirt over my knees if I have whatever.
Because I've been in bars bars before and there's no door, and they're like, wow. Like,
a lot of strip clubs are like that.
I know what bars those are. There's only one reason for
I raised my hand. I pooped at House of Babes. No doors.
With the attendant in there?
There's a trough. It's a piss trough. It's a
That's
metal,
different than pooping with no door,
No,
though.
it's a metal piss trough in the front, and there's two. There's two stalls with no doors, and I just got on there. Nobody's in there. You fire it out quick. You wipe, and you're out the door.
I think there's a scene in Full Metal Jacket in boot camp where it's all toilets and there's no doors, and I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. Just pooping next to somebody.
I can poop next to somebody. I can hold your hand and poop. I can do any. If you can't.
If I gotta go, I'll go.
It's poison in your body. It's waste that you need to get out. It's not. Why does everybody got to have some goddamn luxury?
You're ashamed of it.
I'm not ashamed of it. I want to get it out.
No, you're ashamed of how everything
does it, though.
No, I know. Yeah.
I can be hugging you. I could literally hug your body, and somebody pull my pants down, and I can shit on your shoes. Like I can shit in any scenario.
Once again, if I'm forced to do these things, I will.
Yeah.
But it's not my preference.
And I get so mad when people got to have special little. You're a little bit of that with your bladder. Like, I gotta pee. Oh, come on. Oh, God, I gotta pull over, man. Come on.
Hold on.
I got to pee your gut.
No, you said that you had to use the emergency pee bag multiple times.
I will use the pee bag, but I hate the fact that people are like, I gotta have a clean bathroom. I gotta take all my clothes off. I think Drew had to poop like that. I don't know if he has to do that anymore, but Drew Garabo, when I worked with him, I think he had to take all of his clothes off to poop.
George Costanza takes off his shirt to poop.
Yeah, some people I don't just get in there and poop and get the hell out.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Because I have always been a little bit shameful. Like, I'm not comfortable. Like, I'll do it. It doesn't matter. But if I'm in there,
what are we talking about?
Like if I'm in a stall, I'd rather not. And then if I have to poop, I'll be like, I'll wait till I get home. I don't want to go into this restaurant to TGI Fridays.
You're more shameful than me. I'll tell you. I'll walk around the corner and be like, I'm going to poop.
Even in Clear Channel, I'd never use the stalls that much because your goddamn boss comes in there and he's diarrhea next to you.
And you know his shoes. You know what his shoes look like.
Yeah.
He knows what your shoes look like.
Yeah.
When he has to poop here, he'll ninja
I don't care.
He'll
anymore,
ninja walk around.
For Daniel.
I don't. And then he gets to the door and he opens it. And he opens it just enough to slide his skinnier body in now. And then when he goes to shut the lock, all you hear is a... So that's all you hear.
Is that learned behavior, or were you born this way?
No, my mom and dad, we were always really wide open. Like it was like we kind of run it with Maisie like that. Like
because my sons they'll poop in front of the door.
I poop at the door and we're talking to each other. Yeah.
They do not. Most of them we don't have but they won't poop in other people's houses though. It's weird. They'll poop.
Oh, Maisie, I've raised her just like me.
They will.
She can literally poop anywhere.
Yeah. I guess maybe they will. I never ask them. Although we're
I like to poop at different places and see different bathrooms. I'm not kidding.
They used to teach you as a news reporter if you're at somebody's house and you're interviewing them, at some point ask to go to the bathroom. Not that you have to go.
And upper deck them.
No, just to see other parts of their house because you might see a photo or something on the wall in the hallway and get another idea for a story.
There's the man she murdered. Yeah, you might see the victim.
Because a lot of times you'll just sit at their kitchen table and talk to them, and then if you say, "Oh, can I go use the restroom?" You get to maybe walk through their living room, walk through a hallway, and maybe there's a family photo. And you're like, "Oh, who's this?" So it was a way to get other questions.
None of your business. Hope you didn't shit.
It's a way to snoop around the
house.
A little
bit. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
I took a dump at Phil Rollins' house. Yeah, I did. At the big English breakfast that I was telling Fish and Brits about.
Yeah.
I had to excuse myself to the bathroom, and oh man, stinky, big one.
I don't know. I just am and we never could narrow down a specific percentage of people, and it's weird because
ChatGPT said 80 to 85% of people have
pooped other places in a toilet.
Yes.
And now that's taken into account the whole global population.
No, they backed it out.
Oh,
it was higher. It was higher. It was in the 90s, but then it backed down. It backed out the rest of the world.
That seems pretty close to what even the poll we took and thinking
5 out of 100 comments.
So what would you say, Buster? How many people do you think? Do you know anybody It's a weird thing.
Personally.
How do you ask? Like,
Personally.
could be in a situation because if you know anybody who's got, but although nowadays camping has a lot of porta potties involved and stuff because no one wants to go.
I mean, most of the time I've gone camping, it's nearby bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, at least
That's not camping.
No, I know it's not primitive camping, but I've probably pooped in the woods, but not often.
Yeah.
But I don't go camping.
But you know
that
you
often.
have.
I probably have.
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
you have.
Yeah.
And on a broken down cruise ship, pooping in a bag wouldn't be
a problem.
You wouldn't hold it for days.
And
just so
peeing
you
off
didn't
the
have to do
side,
it.
I've always wanted to pee off the side. I mean, like, it's been a bucket list for me, and I've been told, and like, I remember one time I was going to do it, and Andrea's like, they have cameras. She's been on so many cruises. She's like, there's cameras everywhere. They'll see your dick.
Well, then they'll
Small
kick you
red
out.
dick.
All right, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we'll do the Swedish candy challenge.
I'm excited about it.
With Daniel and Bustecker. You guys can taste some
man.
of the Swedish candies.
Brand new music from the artist Chris LaRocca. The name of the song is Ladybug. We'll be right back with more on Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. We hope Brendan O'Connor is feeling better. We'll be right back.
I obviously chose this company on this particular weekend for a reason, and it's American Air. Because
I'll tell you where I ain't going. You want
it's
to know where I ain't
America's
going?
birthday, baby!
You know where I ain't going? Qatar. Air and heat. I ain't going to that garbage. Flush it down the damn modern PI toilet.
It's American Air, and they've been with us for over a decade now, and we got new systems from American Air and Heat. A lot of our listeners,
You know,
have.
we say that. I don't think mine's that new anymore. I just have a solid system that's been tried and true for 3-4 years now. You know what I mean? I got
But that's newer than all. Dude, some people are rolling with 25-year-old air conditioning systems.
You remember my old house? That air conditioner I had was from 1980. That's an old clunker dunker.
But if your AC is from the early 2000s, you're like, oh, that's not old. It's over 20 years old. You see what I'm saying? Like, and they have a lot better technology, a lot more efficiency now. Will save you money. And it's hot outside. If your AC is running 24/7, you're spending a lot of money.
Yep.
Look at the cost difference. They do financing, and if you're just like, okay, well, if this would save me $100 a month, and it's only a little bit more than that to finance this new AC, like, what am I doing? Also, your house would be cooler, and it's stressful hearing your AC run all the time because there's like dollar signs going off in your head.
That's why I turned mine off. We don't even run it. I just keep it hot.
All your duct work is probably inefficient anyway.
Just figure
get
out
some
a plan.
maintenance.
Figure out a plan. Like, why does everybody go through life without a plan? So get that maintenance
feels so
done
good.
because, look, we're in the beginning of July, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, August, is it coming?
Yeah. That's 0 hour.
Yeah.
You cannot F around.
If you get to
in
August with no maintenance, brother, God, Lord help you.
It's AmericanAirandHeat.com.
From the Dirty Blonde EP, that's Molly Elizabeth with Doe Eyes. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Bussecker's here from the Orlando Shine Show.
And just call Mo. That's my paying gig. That's my paying gig.
Get the Mo on there.
Yeah. So let's eat some of these candies.
All right.
So the interesting part, and Bussecker, you kind of guessed it. You've been to Europe. And,
I have.
And I didn't know. I
both think you're better than me.
I never noticed.
Of, cultural icons here, and just a little old little Abner over here drinking his Mellow Yellow.
I don't know why they taste so different. Like I didn't know it was a overall European thing as much. Maybe more.
Let me ask you a
Swedish,
question.
because I don't know why there's like a specific.
Is taste the same in sight? In that each of our perceptions of it is truly unique.
Yeah. Well, like you see this,
like, you know what I mean? Like, is it one of those things where like my taste of this is like I might be tasting something completely,
maybe
utterly ridiculous?
So wait, which one are we going with first?
I put
What are these,
I
like
put
a little
cup
car?
together.
I see it. No, I see it.
First cup. It's
Is that a little car?
It's a little.
It looks like a shark, like a submarine.
It looks like
It's a car. I
little
believe.
car. Yeah.
Bylar is the brand.
Bylar.
I don't know how to. I don't know what the actual name of the candy is.
Okay.
So take a taste of that. I'm starting with the.
The texture is horrible.
it's different than you thought.
It's a mush mush.
Yeah. Starts off a little gummy.
Interesting.
Like,
right?
it's going to taste like gummy bears. Doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
And it's a direct result to when you look at it, you're like, oh, I know what that should taste like. And then when you eat it, you're like, wow, that's a lot different. Not necessarily bad. Just
Is it all in Swedish on there? What's it supposed to taste like?
I have no idea. They told me, they're like, oh, yeah, kids love these. This is the one the kids love. They get a little more aggressive.
That was good. I can see where like babies, because it's not. Here's what I'm tasting, and I think SJ kind of picked up on what I'm tasting. It doesn't slap you up the head with like I think a lot of the candy that we have here. We are obsessed with extremes.
Yeah. Sour Patch Kids.
And it goes along with everything else in America, like, goes along truly with addiction. It's like we need those chemicals. So we need our sour candies to be the absolute most sour. And we need our, fruity candies to be so fruity that you're juicing your salivary glands. And this is just not, this is natural.
It's mild.
It's more natural ingredients. I bet you there's like less ingredients.
Oh, yeah. No dyes. No red dyes.
There's no aspartame in Sweden. There's no Diet Coke or nothing. There's all zero, like Coke Zero and everything. And then, like, the whole, like, no aspartame. As I'm drinking it here, I'm like, that's weird. A whole country just said, no, none of this.
Like, also, like, I think you can have a lot more of these, right? Like this, I think it's saying like a serving of this is like 30 little pebbles. You know what I mean? 30 candy? That's a lot of...
Can you read the first ingredient, or is it in Swedish?
They're all...
Is it sugar or not?
All in...
Swedish.
Glutensyrup,
okay.
Which sounds to me like corn syrup, right? Glutensyrup?
Maybe.
Okay. So this next one. Turkisk.
Is this the one that looks like a milk dud?
Yeah, the milk dud. So I put it right there for you. It's got a hard shell on the outside.
Okay.
And you got to break through the shell.
Do you bite it?
Yeah, you bite through the shell.
Oh, God.
Here
we go. Salty licorice.
You think milk dud.
Fuck, man. What is that?
Salty licorice.
They love salty licorice over there.
God.
It's having that much salt on candy is weird.
I can't do that.
Oh, we haven't even got to the Swedish Devil yet.
Wait, is it chewy on the inside?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. You got to bite into it.
I'm not.
Yeah. If you bite into it,
biting into
that's
it.
where the delicious Swedish goodness is.
You got to bite into
Is it good?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not biting into it.
All right.
I'll just, because they're going to get worse. Why am I going to eat the, it's like somebody's like, I got to finish your shit sandwich before you get to your pee-pee pie.
That one's not good.
By the way,
made my nose run.
When our guests, our hosts were presenting this to us, I thought that maybe they, like you go to Universal Studios.
Oh, you get the jelly bean that tastes like diarrhea? You get the diarrhea jelly bean.
Yeah. And then you're getting some gag candy, and then they're like, what?
What's this one taste like? It tastes like frog legs.
They're eating the frog legs. And this shit is, I go to the grocery store, it's on the, like every grocery store.
So
it's
culturally, they like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is being sold.
That one's not my favorite.
In every candy section. Next one.
I can't do black licorice. It makes me gag.
You're not going to like this one. this
is
one.
called DJ Fungal.
Yeah.
Who's DJ Fungal?
It's the front of it is a cartoon monkey.
Oh, yeah, that's a good sign.
Holding a real monkey.
Yeah, because nobody knows candy like monkeys.
And it's called the Jungle.
Yeah, DJ Fungal.
Yeah. And
right.
so
there we go.
Have one of those.
Very salty.
The salt, right? Like, I'm not joking. When I ate one, I could see better. Like, all of a sudden, my vision got better because the blood pressure started pumping through my eyes.
So that one's like it's really chewy.
That's a treat?
Yeah.
It's salty.
That's it.
These are all things I can't do, man. Like, I can't even get to them.
Okay, well, we're gonna skip the last one you have, then go straight to the Swedish Devil. Now, I'll eat one of these with you. So,
well, this looks like shit. Like you just got in a jar of what appears to be dog turds with sugar. No, it looks like an old white dog turd that's been sitting in a fucking yard. Somebody didn't pick up their dog shit. It started growing that white fungus, a Florida fungus.
So a real Swedish man named Ehe.
Ehe?
Ehe.
Is it A?
Ehe.
Hey.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, you got this.
You got Chinese Queen devil, motherfucker. Hey.
And-
Maybe I am Scott.
Super nice gentleman, and he was like, I eat
Whistle
these,
tips go woo woo.
I eat these all the time, and he eat them like he looked like he legitimately enjoyed them. Even like everybody around him was like, oh yeah.
Have you had any of these or not?
Oh yeah, no, I had them all. And then I'm gonna give Daniel
Can
one.
I just have a
eat
half?
I'll eat one with you.
Why is
Okay.
it wet?
No, it's,
It's wet.
it's so I'm showing the chat room.
Oh my god.
It's a fucking dog turd. It's a baby dog turd, man.
You get confused because as an American, you look at it and you're like,
God.
what does it cover with? It's like it's some sort of sugar. Like I love a sugary. It looks like a sugary Tootsie Roll.
Oh, my
to
God.
describe
No,
it
it
to
does
our
not.
audience.
It does not.
It's like
Daniel.
soft.
It
Daniel.
looks like a cigar that somebody lost at the
Daniel.
beach. It looks like a beach cigar.
Daniel, you're gonna fucking die.
So this
It
is.
looks like a beach cigar.
I was not expecting
And by
that.
the way, I haven't eaten a fresh one.
Did you
I
eat
had,
the whole thing?
no, I took one half
yeah,
of a bite.
yeah. Just take a bite, little baby.
It's a little intense.
Ah! Is that Worcestershire sauce?
Oh my
What the
god.
fuck is that, dude?
It's like
That is,
it's like if you've never had wasabi and you want
I
to try
can't-
wasabi, but it doesn't taste like
Get it
wasabi.
off my lips. It's in my mustache now.
Is it all
so salty. I
Is
can
that
see
just
it.
all
I
salt?
can see the chat room.
Is it? What is that?
what's in the center of it?
It's some sort of
Oh, my
licorice,
God.
black licorice mixed with like Worcestershire.
It tastes like Worcestershire. It tastes like Worcestershire.
But so salty.
That's awful.
Why do they like that? My hands are swelling now. I can't
Like,
get my
They're
rings off.
Viking descendants.
Tough people.
Yeah.
Tough sea-bearing
One
people.
or, how could you eat one of those? Like a whole one.
There are a lot of Swedish real men over there.
I'm really
Like,
glad you let me experience that, but I will say it made me sweat.
So-
oh my god.
That's the most intense. and
it's
is that
super intense.
Is there sugar in that?
No.
I don't think there's sugar. It's
Can I
just
see the jar?
Worcestershire and salt, and then black licorice.
So like
And this had to be expensive. I mean, there's a big old jar of
I'll
fungus
eat
turds.
I'll eat
Look at
like
that.
anything. And
Look at that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
those are horrible.
That's candy.
God.
By the way,
Finally, we got good enough cameras where you can see shit in here.
man.
only bad part about Sweden, and they have regular chocolates. I know, like my sons were eating.
Oh,
like,
dude, these are chock full of health ingredients.
Like, they
this is very healthy.
they like the chocolates.
I'm not kidding. This is very healthy. If you're
Yeah,
doing
I'm sorry, yeah,
macros,
yeah.
if you're
It's-
doing macros, like right here, fucking 7 grams of
Yeah.
protein.
They're all healthy over there.
7 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber. That's a shit.
Yeah.
6 grams of fiber.
But I think there's better ways to get that in your
yeah,
system.
but if you could get it in candy that you
But
like,
it's not candy.
But it is to them. You're thinking
Yeah,
about it with
if
a
you
North
eat this-
American brain. You got to think
Yeah.
about it with a Swede brain.
We've
I
been
don't
eating
know.
garbage for so long that that's why. Although this, I think everybody would consider this extreme.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah. You just rather not have it.
No,
yeah.
no.
But then again, they have
It's
regular
less-
chocolate bars.
Is salt in Sweden spelled SVALT? Svalt?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That's rough. I don't know why you gave me 2 of them.
Also, utfart means exit. The way out and left
So
every time.
outfart.
yeah.
Ootfart.
Yeah. I think I may be missing that.
Wow.
Fart is involved in it.
The chat room wants to see David Jolly eat the Swedish candy.
I'll say we're gonna
You know
save
what? We could.
I'm
we
gonna
could start
save this
doing
jar.
this.
Yeah.
we can start doing the Swedish candy challenge with different people we
I
care
think
about.
that jar would last forever. Like it's so salty that
also-
nothing would make
Yeah.
it go bad.
It also. I would like to know what the thing I ate was though, because it's soft on the outside. And then
Yeah.
you go through it, and then you reach like a center part that you have to like bite through, like beef jerky.
There's a gooey part in the middle. Like if you look at half of it, it
Yeah.
looks like peanut butter, but it does
It's
not taste like peanut
it's
butter.
not peanut butter.
I wanted to tell Bus after this. So,
Oh, God.
Thank you for that.
the host we were staying out, Stefan, he told me about his hobby, and then it was funny because his wife's like, tell TC about what your hobby is, and so he's like, oh no, I didn't want to talk about it. And
I like to jack my dick.
so listen, don't say that. He told me that he's like, I have basically my hobby is trying to get AM radio stations from the United States.
Okay.
That bounce off the
I
atmosphere
love this.
and make their way, and so he uses some sort of equipment and he described it as a 3,500 meter long, so 3,500 meter
So that's hard.
long wire that he hung, and it's got to be above moose height, like that's a regulation, like through the woods behind his house, and he aimed it towards like the southwest region of the United States, and he is able to pick up AM radio signals every once in a while. Then he'll pick up the signal, record it. It'll be like the Shock Doctor, like doing some sports segment on AM radio, and then he'll record it, and then find out what station it is, send them an email, and then if the station emails him back corroborating that it is in fact their signal, then he logs it in his book, and then he's logged thousands of radio stations that he's picked up from the United States.
That's cool.
And then like there are people around the world that do this. And we've talked about this at one point.
I think we have. Does he use? And this is my question for you. When you told me, is he using is he recording an MP3? Is he using is he recording it in a?
Yes, a digital.
It's a digital recording.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He just he's able through his equipment. He's like, oh, I'm picking up a station from the United States, and then able to record what he's picking up, and then as long as he verifies, and then he told me he's like, some stations never email me back. I'm like,
that's not surprising.
I'm like, God damn. I'm like,
That's called automation.
There's no one even there anymore.
It's just a signal at this point.
But
There's a lot of those, man.
But he has like a picture of a setup and a picture of his story.
There's
and
a
he's
lot
like,
of
I'm from
TV stations
Sweden.
like that. I think people have a very, very, very old world idea of even what we do or what other people do, like how things stay on, like radio and TV stations and stuff. Like most of that's automated by now.
And
there aren't like that many people on the clock watching it, and if they are, they can go remote at any point. Like you can watch Wesh from your house if you wanted to overnights. And do the same thing that anybody else could do there.
But getting a bouncing signal that just bounces off the atmosphere, AM signal that just randomly, in the northern,
it's got a fishing aspect
central
to it.
Sweden in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy.
It's got a fishing aspect to it that makes me like it. The randomness of it, like
but you
the
catch
lottery.
Big Frog in the morning. You catch AM radio.
The lottery of it though is cool to me. Like
Isn't that the whole thing with AM goes farther, right?
Yeah.
AM
It can't be
stronger,
FM. I was like, oh man, maybe we can figure out some way to somehow bounce the signal of real radio in a way that you can get it, but it's so random and it only works for AM
at night, probably too, right?
Most of the time, it's an atmosphere thing.
Yeah.
There's also a 6-hour difference, so I'm sure there's a peak time of when he gets. I
mean, the way you could do it, if we could figure out a way, is if we found if we were trying to set it up for these purposes,
and it's impossible.
You could find someone that has because we have AM stations here in town, like different levels of.
But
signal.
we don't have like a super powerful one, do we?
No,
Maybe
I don't think we do.
Yeah,
anymore.
I don't think we do either. There's probably one in New York or Boston that goes really
DC,
far.
Like 100,000.
DC, Chicago is going to have.
I know where I grew up in Detroit. Like people would listen to baseball games in like Kentucky and Tennessee, like a long time ago, because they would get the Tigers games all the way there at night. Same with Atlanta too. I think their signal would go really far.
I think it's at night because the sun burns off a certain amount of the atmosphere. He was just trying
the sun heats up the damn radio waves, makes them longer.
There is something to but it's a whole. There's like science mixed in with this fishing aspect.
I think the atmosphere gets to a point, maybe it lowers to a point where the signal is able to bounce off of the atmosphere, that lower level atmosphere, the stratosphere, I guess it's called, and I think it's able to get and it's able to
ping off
skip using that lower level atmosphere.
I just found it super interesting, and
it is.
And I was like, man, I want
better hobby than mine.
Interview him one day for a Weird Hobby Wednesday.
Who's got a cooler hobby?
Stefan
or EJ with Pokemon Go? What's cooler? What do you think?
I couldn't even think of a question for EJ.
You get to vote. You get to vote.
I'm going to go with the radio guy.
Okay, radio guy Tom, you get to vote.
You just walk around looking at your phone and
looking at digital monsters that don't exist, and you're catching them and not spending time with your family. Wow.
Speaking of hobbies, Bustecker, you still have chickens.
I do. I have 2. I only have 2 left.
All right.
I used to have like 10.
All right, so let's talk about owning chickens.
All right.
So they produce eggs, correct?
Yeah, step one.
First grade
Talk
science.
about chickens.
One a day, is that correct?
It depends on how old they
Just
are.
like the
and
vitamin.
We don't get as many as we used to. We don't even get one a day anymore. We get them randomly. But if you have like actual,
Randomly? What good is that for breakfast?
well, they're
a
not.
random breakfast?
But like if you have actual egg-laying chickens, yeah, like one a day, maybe a little more, but not much more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so recently, my wife, who,
My wife. Very nice.
she is constantly coming up with cockamamie schemes, and then she's been ultra inspired by Sweden, by the way.
I know.
They are super environmentally conscious.
You're literally 1 inch away from wearing a fucking flower crown dancing around with a bunch of chickens.
Oh, yeah.
You're raising a maypole in your backyard. You're building birdhouses.
And, she loves the fact of how environmentally friendly they are, and they don't waste as much as, the Van family wastes. I swear to God, I'm like, we produce more trash than these people in 1 day than they do in a month. It's insane. And
You could build some gigantic trash chickens.
So, and then of course they made
Sculptures.
the price of eggs. I don't know if you heard they go up. They went up. Yeah. So she's like,
Because of Biden.
so she's like, we should get some chickens for the backyard.
Yeah,
Right
before
there.
you go any farther, I'm just going to tell you, it's cheaper to buy eggs in the store than spend all the money on the chicken stuff to get eggs from chickens.
Of course, yes.
I'm just going to tell you.
He knows that.
Yeah. Which of course is
If
my.
it's purely an economical
Yeah,
thing.
no, that's what I told her. Of course, but by the time you'd actually save money, it may be 5 years down the road you save $1. In
It's
5
like your
years,
tomato-
you'll save $1.
Congratulations.
It's like your tomato scenario,
Yes,
probably.
yeah.
Like, it's just cheaper. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
So-
This is just a sailboat in the backyard.
Yeah. So, but it's more than that. It's I think it's emotional,
And that's
to
fine.
her too. where
That's fine.
She's like, these chickens are providing us food, and then we're providing them a home to live or whatever the hell.
She's gonna be there crying when the coyote whips her.
Oh, yeah.
The raccoon. I was like,
She
the
has to
raccoons
be,
will kill
be
them good.
prepared. Be prepared for that.
Because
So-
they get at them. And
Oh,
I know
yeah,
the
they do.
way. And I know where you get in the coop.
So okay, well this is she already sent me a chicken coop that she saw online.
Does she want you to build her, or at least can you just buy it?
No, you can buy it, but it moves. It's on wheels, so that it.
Oh, so you can take your chickens on vacation with you. Oh, this is awesome. Vacation chickens? Holy shit.
so you move it around your
Tom
yard.
Van's vacation. So you be taking these chickens camping with you?
Yeah. No, so-
Who's going to watch the chickens when you guys are... You're never home.
So-
You're always
well,
on vacation.
Of course.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll tell you about that.
Yeah. So
They
all,
don't think about that.
Yeah, no, of course. Listen. I laughed at this, and and whatever. And then because I was like, there's no way I'm having some goddamn chickens in my backyard. Like first,
Do you want me to put up the picture here?
Yeah, you can put the picture of the coop on wheels. Like that's
There you go.
That's fucking
Look how
very
big that
nice.
motherfucker is.
What's that got a Hemi in it?
Oh, my God.
That thing's awesome.
What is
That's a $1,000 coop. I'm guessing $1,000.
Have you checked lumber? I know you were talking
Don't
about...
build it.
Yeah.
My
have you
God.
seen the tariffs on lumber?
And by the way, my backyard looks beautiful.
It's going to look even more beautiful with chicken shit everywhere.
Oh my gosh. So I don't even know where to begin on this. So first off, the coop thing, depending on how many chickens you got, you might not need that big of a coop, but they're not cheap. I mean, they're at least like $300-$400.
Yeah.
And that
The
one there.
chickens?
Oh no, the coop.
Oh, okay.
Just the coop. And that one there is probably way more expensive. So you could have somebody build one for you. There's probably some on Facebook Marketplace.
one.
No,
I can build you a chicken coop.
I doubt it. So,
a square box with some.
no, because there's doors and there's wires.
Yeah, there's like a
and
thing
there's-
where they poop the eggs out and then they fall into like a...
Yeah.
And you pull the drawer out to get the eggs.
Do you have any tool? Like, do you have the tools?
Yeah,
for
I
that?
got all
He
my
has the tools, but he
stepdad-
doesn't have the tools. If you know what I mean?
I got all
if
my
you're picking up what I'm laying down.
dead dad's tools and my dead stepdad's
Okay.
tools.
Oh, you
Alright.
can build a spooky coop.
All right. So let's say you make the coop. So now you got to get the chickens. Chickens aren't expensive. They're relatively cheap. Like, you could probably get them for between $5 and $25 for
right.
chickens. It depends if you want babies, though. If you want babies, you got to make sure they stay alive before they start producing eggs.
Wait, they can sleep with you in your bed, like Lena.
Yeah. But if they're already like egg laying ones, you can get those ones. Those ones are probably a little more expensive.
All right.
It's a nice looking
But they're
coop you
going to
got there.
tear apart your yard because that's how they eat.
Yeah. So
What, you got to let them out?
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah.
Wait, they
At
don't
least
just,
we do.
They don't just stay in the coop?
No.
Well, well, that's a part of this. Is
You're going to let them pick your
At least ours do. I mean, maybe
they're
other
out
people.
in the grass
Yep.
in the coop. Then they go inside at night.
At night. So
Yeah.
about 8 o'clock, my chickens know to go in. They all do. They want to go somewhere.
You can't even get to breakdancing practice. You're going to remember to shut
But
the
you
coop?
have to shut the
Alright,
door
no.
unless you get an automatic one.
So of course,
Ooh, automatic?
I want nothing to do with this. It's the last thing. I'll die before I would ever agree to this.
I
right?
like having them, but it's work.
Chat room house chickens?
I'll never. So of course
They do poop everywhere.
this was, an overwhelming no from me, right? But I don't like saying no,
I know you
especially
don't.
to my son Tommy, who somehow got in his mind that he also wanted the chickens, for whatever reason.
Team Crystal.
And so he's like, "Dad, can we?" And this was on our trip, I think at the airport or whatever. He got me worn down
Oh,
a
my
little
God,
bit.
Yeah, I get you when you're tired.
And then he's like, "Dad,
Couple beers in, Dad. He's sitting there.
I want a chicken coop." Now, instead of saying no, I've told everybody I've learned a way around saying no, and to just give them an impossible task.
Has any Miami child that looks like a Swede ever turned to his dad and said, "I want a chicken coop"? I don't know about that.
And so I thought of an impossible task that I'd give him, and I was like,
Tell me he has to build the coop.
no. Well, I like it to be within their own range of possibilities.
He likes it to be close, so they're really disappointed with it.
No. So because if you give it too impossible, then it might as well say no. But if you give them a task that they believe they could do, then it's like saying yes, and it puts it on them. And so if they don't achieve it, then it's their fault, not mine. I'm totally absolved.
Like, it's impossible, but it's so close that you're going to hate yourself.
Yes, yeah. I like it.
Management 101.
Yeah,
Exactly,
this
yeah.
guy. It's amazing we weren't able to keep employees.
All right, so wait, what's their task? What's their task?
I don't know.
Okay, I told Tommy, I was like, if you do 10 push-ups a day.
Oh my! So it has nothing to do with chickens?
No.
You doing an athletic challenge?
No, 10 push-ups a day for 50 days straight.
Oh, that's like the Marine.
Consecutive.
That's like the Marine Corps Challenger. Yeah.
But 10 push-ups is nothing.
No, it's nothing.
Why don't you make it about chickens, though?
No, because that's too hard. We don't have chickens. We don't have access
No, but
to
you can
chickens.
make it about. Maybe you have to write an essay about chickens, or you have to
essay? What are we trying
would
to
he do
make
that?
it-
But would he do that?
That's
My
not nerds
God.
thing.
The Boring Hour with Mr. Dave.
The fans will never do an essay challenge. I'll die before the fan does an essay challenge.
You listen there and you listen good. I ain't doing no essay. You could steal that if you want to. You have to have a sombrero on when
So
you
you
say
got
it.
I'm
this,
already getting
you
a
got this
tattoo of that.
rip, you got this rip kid who knows nothing about chickens that you're going to just
Yeah,
give
that's
him
what he
chickens.
wants is a ripped kid, and he wants a stupid chicken farmer.
All right.
No. It's a challenge that I don't believe he'll ever do.
Oh,
See what I'm
alright.
saying? And he is
But
officially.
he could do it.
He's 7 days in straight.
Oh,
Hell yeah, do it, Coffee.
And I didn't even think he'd get 3 days straight
He's gonna
before
get
he
chickens
forgot.
and big
are
ass
you
arms.
watching him do them?
No, but every day I don't say anything, hoping that he'll forget, because if he forgets, he has to start over.
Oh, wait,
That's the
are you
deal.
watching him do the push-ups?
No, but he.
So how do you know?
He gets a witness. And it's my wife. It's like Tommy did his 10 push-ups.
Who also wants chicken?
This guy's a real fucking idiot over here.
She's lying.
No,
That
she is
could
lying.
be lying, but I don't think they do.
No. I don't think Crystal would do that to me now. Like
Really? You don't think she would lie to you?
He was gonna try.
I'm gonna request video evidence now. Like you take a video of him doing these every day. So.
You could like stack them all.
Now I'm still fairly confident though. Even he's 7 days in. I mean, he's fucking
That's
got 33
good.
more
50 days is a lot.
Yeah.
right?
One day he's gonna forget. We're going down over to Satellite for 4th of July weekend. He's gonna forget.
Too much fun for a push-up.
And
What
I'm-
if he does 20 in one day? Does that?
No, he asked about that. I said no. Because
have them all at once.
the whole the
You guys
whole
signed a contract on this?
the whole thing is I want him to learn to think about doing something every day and doing it.
The discipline of doing.
Yeah.
Is this something that you
But-
do?
No,
He works out every day.
All right.
Not every day. I'm just like,
Well, you know what I mean. Like, close enough.
but
Dad's allowed to miss a day.
it took me.
I do
a
say
long
that
time.
now. The dentist says I do rule by the dad rules are different. I am. I'm a big, and I don't know if anybody else does that, but I am big on like, why does dad get to eat on the couch? I'm not allowed to eat on the couch. I'm like, I'm a dad. And dads are allowed to eat on the couch. I'm real big on that. Like, why does dad get to do this? Because I'm a dad. Why can dad stay? I'm a dad. You're not.
Yeah.
Why? That's the reason. There is no real. I'm not going to give you I don't have to give you a fucking reason.
Yeah, my son's like, you told us that alcohol was bad. Why are you drunk all the time?
I like how you added the all. He was like, why are you drunk?
They never said
All
that,
the time.
but I imagine the thinking, especially in the strip. I'm like, can I have 3 here?
It's always
Stewardess? 3 at a time?
Chat room checking in says we got 2 horses. 10 chickens and a goat my neighbor didn't want, plus the dogs. That's enough. Yeah, that's a lot of animals.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think it would be fun, though.
No.
I do think it would be
wouldn't
fun, but I do
You got to
think-
get 3 at least.
No.
Well, Castleberry, you can only have 4.
Yeah.
That's the most you can have in Seminole County.
They got bigger problems.
Yeah. I don't know. Follow the county rules.
No,
You know,
no.
you're
It's a
supposed to
free
get
state of Florida.
What
All
if
right?
you-
You're supposed to do a lot. Water at a certain time. Oh, there's no.
What if you talked to Cimarron Skateway and saw maybe if you could build an even bigger coop behind the skating rink and do the first ever roller skating chickens?
I could imagine that. Like my son doesn't realize how gross chickens are.
Oh, they're gross.
Well, what is he? Have you asked him why he like? That's kind of where the
It's
essay was
Crystal.
coming in,
'Cause,
right?
like, the
the essay is like, tell me why you.
Let me tell you a quick thing.
Yeah,
like
please.
sometimes their eggs get caught in the back, and you have to like fish it out
I ain't fishing no egg out of
because
a chicken
they
pussy.
can't get it out of them, or else they'll die. So you have to like get it out of there.
That's just nature's
There's
way
a lot
killing
of gross
chicken.
things with chickens.
Yeah.
So the egg will get caught in the kawaka,
Yeah,
the kawaka,
I guess.
and then
I-
you
I-
gotta. How do you fish it out?
I just let my wife do it.
She's a tough horsewoman.
Does she squeeze?
I think
the
so, yeah.
back
It's
and, like,
gross.
No, I would
It's
put
gross.
I put my hands in.
No. You're pushing it.
I
in
know
there.
there's been times there's been so much poop that got mixed in their feathers that we had to cut it out with scissors.
Oh,
and then
God.
you have to like put them in hot water and get it out because if not, it'll close up and they'll die.
This is better than a dog. Wait,
Yeah.
the shit can close.
Yeah.
A chicken can get so much shit in its feathers that
Yeah.
it'll close up its kawaka.
I think so.
Wow.
There's a lot of things that happen, and we've had several that have been killed by like raccoons, and one was killed by a possum.
Do you bury them?
I did actually. I did bury
Yeah.
those ones.
That's
I
good that
haven't
you
had
did
a
that.
point where I had to like put one down. I don't know what I would do in that
Oh,
situation.
you stomp it flat with a boot.
Has there been one point in your entire chicken owning existence where you looked back there in your backyard chicken coop and you're like, I'm glad I have these?
I mean, they're nice to have. They're
I think
fun to
day
have.
one, day two.
Okay.
That's like most things, right? Like that's like a Peloton bike.
Yeah,
Day
yeah,
one,
yeah.
day two. You're like, I got this.
I have to get up every day and let them out, and then I have to put them. One of us does, and we have to put them back at night. And there's one we have that's blind. I have a blind chicken.
Oh, God.
She just walks around, but she makes her way. She's good. She's good.
I can imagine.
And you know
myself-
your wife's going to want to get all the unfortunate chickens. You're going to have a one-legged one, a blind one, a featherless one.
Giving one
Yeah.
insulin.
One of them's got Suboxone. One of these chickens is on Suboxone for heroin addiction.
And like they're not roosters, so they don't.
Yeah, goddamn pain pill chickens coming off Suboxone.
Hey, are you standing in the Suboxone line to get the chicken?
This chicken's shaking his ass off. Get his fucking meds and get back or we're going to have no eggs for the boys' breakfast.
Yeah, they open at 10.
I don't know how early.
You go to pain management for your chickens.
I don't know how early you guys get up, but if you don't get up in time, they'll start sort of clucking really loud
Oh, no.
to make sure that you
God
let
knows
them out.
you guys don't like sleeping in. Your wife doesn't like sleeping
Good.
in.
Well, then you're
I'll
good.
be out there
I
if
know
with
you will.
goddamn Suboxone. And I'm like, a little bit for me.
They find you passed out. Standing there, you've been checking the eggs for 3 hours.
Yeah. I haven't moved the coop.
He
It's just all mud.
He's just slow breathing in there with his hands under the chickens because it feels good. It's warm.
Anyway.
How many eggs do you eat in a week right now?
Oh, they are an egg family.
All
right?
right.
Aren't you guys like?
Yeah, they
like
eat-
a pallet of eggs?
Well, it's the only thing Max, he's a vegetarian, so it's the only protein he eats is goddamn
Well, there's
eggs.
your egg tender. Because he's the egg guy, then you're like, okay, you're letting them out and putting them in. You know,
Yeah,
there's
they
your-
don't like work. It's the worst. Anyway, all right, let's take a break.
Oh my God.
When we come back from the break, I want to show Bustecker 2 of my favorite new fireworks cakes that I saw at Pyro Spot.
Hey,
We'll go over the outside because I'm fascinated with how they come up with the outside designs and themes.
Are you going to try and do the adult for next year, the adult back room? Because I've been thinking of some ideas. Are we going to do our own? Because we can wrap our own.
I mean, Craig, he's down to do whatever.
Let's do our own. Let's do our own.
We just need.
Is this like a porno back room, like when you went to the video store?
Yeah,
but we're going to make like spicier labels for
sexy
fireworks.
fireworks. That's a good idea.
Yeah, see?
and you have to go
Bust us
through a
on.
curtain and show your
That's a
ID
good
to an
idea.
employee.
Yeah, and then like funnier ones. Like I was even thinking, not to put this idea out, but I was even thinking, imagine you did some hyper local stuff that was funny. Like imagine you did some that was like I-4 eyesore.
I bet Brendan would help you out with that if
it
you
would
needed
be
it.
funny. We could do like inside jokes around here.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
I know. And because you can print whatever you want on the outside, and then you could have some made. You know, because it's funny because no matter what the name or the theme of firework cakes, you never really. You're like, oh, now I see why they call it. Godzilla. It's just going
Like,
off.
that?
You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no theme to the actual firework display that would let you know that this is correctly named or this is. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to correlate the actual fireworks with the
Who's
name.
the lady in the district that was a congresswoman and then she stole money from an elderly woman and then she's running again?
Commissioner Regina Hill.
Allegedly
stole.
Yeah, allegedly, thank you. Yeah, so we could have like a allegedly stealing old lady's money, and it's on the outside of the firework. It would be hilarious. People would buy that. Like taking from the elderly.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll go to break. We'll come back. And we'll show a couple funny ones that I saw when I was at the Power Spot warehouse. Which, by the way, Power Spot fireworks, now the warehouse, I'm sure they're doing less because it's July 3rd,
It's
tomorrow's
go
the
time,
4th.
yeah.
But go by the tent, Longwood and Eustis.
Mo went over there. I saw a photo.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was over there with Ross and with Craig. The name of the artist is Samantha Kren. The name of the song is Dragonfly. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with John Bustecker right after this.
If you're injured on the go, just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. He's easy to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And he can help you out if you are injured and at least go over your options and see if you, need compensation for your injuries and what you've
He's also a
been through.
he's a good person. Damn fine person.
He is.
He's just a nice chicken parm eating man. He wants to help you. He's a normal guy. He will answer your questions.
Yeah.
You can sit down with him. It'll be just like talking to any other friend of yours. His demeanor, his bedside manner. I know that I use that phrase a lot, but it's because it's important to me. When we introduce you to people that we want you to use, we want you to enjoy the experience. You know what I mean?
He's a listener too, so he knows the show if that will make you feel more comfortable.
And he listens to everything. He knows all the jokes. Even the ones he's not supposed to. The dirtiest stuff. Like he knows it all.
And speaking of using Mo DeWitt, we have Joey Mazant on the line. How you doing, Joey?
I'm really good, man. Thank you so much for calling.
So, Joey,
I appreciate y'all.
Let's talk about it. You use Mo DeWitt. How was your experience?
Oh, it was awesome. He made it super easy. It's so the pressure on you whenever you go through something like this, where lawyers and legal stuff, and it's confusing and it's scary, and he took all the pressure off. Mo made it easy.
Yeah. Now, I remember when you were going through this, Joey got in
when
an
he
accident.
was fighting your sexual assault case.
No, I would just say that.
Eddie,
No, it's nothing to do with that.
Is
No,
it or is it
Joey,
not true? He got you. You only got convicted of 2 of the charges. And the main one, the
Well,
biggest
that's good
one.
he is.
Yeah, and the biggest one went away. It's baby oil. Let's spray the baby oil, baby. We're free.
What how good he is.
That's
All right.
This is
like Mo's like, no, don't
no, baby
don't
oil.
put me in the same.
Stop.
Well, Joey, thank you so much. Of course, you had a great experience with Mo DeWitt, and but thank you for using our sponsors. Even though, of course, you use Mo because he's the best. You know. Sorry, that's what you. I guess I didn't really tell you what to say there.
We went a little far in the middle, and then we gassed out. At the gassed out.
Well, Joey, we'll see you in a couple weeks. All right.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Be good.
Injured on the go? Just call Mo. All right.
A lot of their songs sound like that. I love Turnstile, don't get me wrong, but I can see where people going.
A huge popular band right now.
Oh, yeah, they're huge. That was Turnstile with Never Enough, the radio edit. Welcome back to the show, everybody.
I saw, my buddy Dre showed me Turnstile when he was staying with us, and he's like, look at the amount of people they're getting and, these free shows at parks.
Yeah.
And it was crazy.
They're a good band.
And I guess they're marketing themselves that way, underground, doing these free shows where people are jumping on stage. It doesn't look like there's no...
Yeah, it looks a little more fluid than we're used to seeing. Right?
Yeah.
Cohesive.
It's they're just playing, and there's not security, and it's and there are... thousands of people
I would say,
there.
it looks harmonious. It looks like everybody there is, down for the same sort of vibe and idea.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're not going to let this get out of hand. We'll protect it. And we're all,
I guess they're coming here to the fairgrounds.
You going to go see them?
I don't know. Well,
I already saw
Miami
them.
friends, Dre
I saw
was talking
them open for Blink.
I don't know them.
They were awesome.
I can't listen to new music. I'm stuck in the
so
music
is
I listen
Andrea.
to. Yeah.
But Andrea, I introduced her to Turnstile, and actually she did not like them until she actually saw them live.
All right.
When we saw them open for Blink, and they did a really nice job, and I actually think we got to see them with their old guitar player, which the rumor is I think maybe he was having some substance abuse issues, and he exited the band, and then they brought in the girl. Now they have a cute girl playing guitar for them, which is weird because Maisie likes that. Mm-hmm. So Maisie's watching Turnstile, and they have and it does help that she does look like she's a smaller girl, and she dresses sort of like Maisie dresses, like a younger girl. And Maze sees her and is like, oh. It almost
I can relate to that.
Yeah, it normalizes it for there's a girl in a punk rock band.
Black Flag had a girl. I don't know if she was a bass player or the guitar player.
No,
later on,
I think right now in the new lineup. For Black
really?
Flag, there's a girl. There might be two girls in the new lineup. Yeah, they're back out doing something. Anyway, what do you want to do? You want to do some voicemails, emails? What do you want to do here, man?
Well, I'll show these two fireworks real quick.
Yes,
the Bustech. One of them, and I was just walking through the Pyro Spot warehouse because they got a little showroom when you first get in there. And then I was like, let me see what kind of cakes they have.
You want to do the green one first?
Yeah, I'll do the green one. This one is called Irish Twins.
Are they drinking? Hot-ass porn stars.
And now it's called Irish Twins. There's an Irish flag on there, and then there's two...
porn stars.
Where... Now, you can tell they're not Irish. They're obviously...
They have green hair. They're Irish.
Hot Asian women.
Yeah, they're hot Asians.
And they have green Kanye West glasses on. And
hater blockers.
Green...
Party City top hat.
Party City top hat with a green wig.
Yeah, they got a green Party City wig, and one of them's holding a green whiskey highball.
Yeah.
It looks like.
And so when I looked at this, I'm like, I laugh, of course, but then I'm like, what was... I would love to be...
I'll tell you what, it's every suburban bar on St. Patty's Day right there.
Yeah, pretty
every
much.
bar. They don't want to go downtown. They want to stay in their own
That's Orlando
community.
right there. You're going to see a lot of that. You go up to your Buffalo Wild Wings, you'll see that.
That is a Lake Mary Irish bar right there.
Just what led to this? That's what I'm like. There had to have been, there's a fireworks company, right? This came from a fireworks company, right? And then I'm sure they have meetings about what the new fireworks products are going to be, like the art, right?
What do we got this year? What do we got this year, everybody?
So then I imagine they're brainstorming where they're like, okay, this cake, it shoots off 2 blasts in a row, right?
Irish twins.
They're like twins. And they're like, Americans are racist. They love Irish twins. That saying. Which, by the way, I said that on the radio like 10 years ago, and there was someone on the radio show we were on, like, you can't say that. And I was like, what?
Are you allowed to say Irish goodbye?
I don't know, but I remember thinking, I was like, that's weird that you said I can't say Irish Irish twins. I thought that was
Are
totally
you allowed to
cool.
say Puerto Rican motorboat? I don't even know what that is. I just said it.
Is there another?
Yeah.
Is there
Are
something
you allowed to
Irish
put-
twins that I don't understand? Or
No,
Okay, all right.
Again,
I used to
it's
say-
because you're fucking so much that you're
Yeah.
you just popped a baby and you're already having another one.
Yeah, I
Right?
almost
Is
had
that-
Irish twins. Tommy and Max are only 14 months apart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have heard that term.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So
all
if they're
right.
born in the same year, because technically it's possible. But
But it's gross if you think about it. At least from my perspective, I'm like, God damn, let that thing tighten up again. Good Lord.
Yeah. There's it's
kind of like when you cross your eyes, somebody slaps the back of you. Fucking, if that thing's wide open, it might stay like that. What does it stay like that?
But what causes and then they go to so they're like, oh, let's name it twins.
Well, they're
Irish
racist
twins.
too. So they're using their form of racism,
Yeah.
right? So they go to their computer and they're like, "Oh, what?" I'm not going to do the voice. And they're like,
Started it.
But I did. I started it. You're allowed to start it. You're just not allowed to finish it.
But then the graphics guy,
Yeah.
why not use two Irish babies?
Why do you use it on Irish twins, Chan? And he's like, I'm using, he just.
Are you gonna buy a firecracker with a bunch of babies on it though?
Well, I don't even know why they chose Irish twins, and then it's
They did go the right way though, because Busdecker's thinking is correct in the idea that they went for sex.
Okay, yeah, but
And they went twins, and the idea of hot twins.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the trope.
I don't want to blow up a baby.
Yeah.
Do you want to blow up a baby, Tom?
I mean, I kind of do. What kind of baby? A baby hippo? I blow up a baby hippo.
Now they didn't use Irish women, which I'm sure there's
No.
lots.
How do you know?
But that could be. They think that's Irish.
I can tell, even with glasses on, I can tell this. I can tell,
They
right?
think that's Irish, though. They think that's the representation of Irish. You see?
But they know what Irish. They have the internet, right?
Well, they could have put Merida from Disney's Brave on there.
Yeah. There's
Is
no
that what
rules.
you- that
They
would've been
can't
more-
get
Maybe their
sued.
parents emigrated to Ireland and they live there.
So next up, the only other one that I saw that stuck out. They also had a Landre Football League one that and
Get
some
that
other
one.
ones.
Give me a couple of those. I
that
like this
loved.
one.
What do we got here?
This one is Love It or Leave It.
America.
Yeah. Now, if you zoom in, I don't know if you can
Yeah,
or whatever.
I can.
I mean, I just feel like all of them should have eagles on them.
Yeah.
guns
And a lot of them do, but this
yeah.
one's a little more
I think they know their
comical.
demo. I think they know.
Oh,
their
we
demo.
got a motocross guy.
Yeah. It's weird because it's not really a dirt bike. It's one of those
We
big
got a tank, cowboy hat, football,
Yeah. And sunflowers, which
and a hot dog.
like a hot dog and a fighter
And
jet.
what is this right here?
That's just where the fuse is.
Gotcha.
I thought there was an American Express credit card at first, but I was like, oh,
Okay,
Well,
we
that's
got-
Evil Knievel jumping over something. That's
but
what
it's not
that is.
Evil Knievel.
No, and look at the front wheel on that
Yeah.
thing. It's a big fat boy tire.
I
It's
think
definitely AI.
It's what I think it's Travis Pastrana doing an Evil Knievel tribute because he's jumping like a big tire.
Oh, look
Harley.
up here on the top. You forgot a hamburger on the top.
yeah.
Or chicken sandwich up here on the top.
So you go down to the left. There's a tank, a football, and a cowboy hat. That I get because they're
I
just
would
putting
buy
it-
that.
Yeah,
and then they're like sunflowers. So why the sunflower?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like they had every other American
farming, agriculture.
like
Possibly.
Ladies, they didn't want to leave the ladies out. Put a flower on it.
like a sunflower. Is that an American thing? I don't think I don't think America when I think sunflows. Anyway,
I don't
but I like
either,
to love
like-
it or leave it.
I don't know, when
Again,
Did you buy that? Did you buy that one?
Racist overtones. I'm not buying nothing.
I forgot. I forgot who I was talking to.
Deal here.
Apologies.
An agreement.
Apologies.
Anyway,
That's hilarious.
Let's do some voicemail.
All right, we'll close out with some voicemails, some emails if you've got one, or if you want to call right now. This is it. This would be the time. 1-844-TOMNDAN.
Yeah, you can tell us what you're doing this 4th of July weekend. I mean, it's going to be a huge event and party weekend, right? Like, if at least people are barbecuing, pool, boat, it's going to
Yeah.
be crazy out of
Your
the
house? Can we come over? Can I
He's
come
not-
over?
I'm out of town.
I'm going to Satellite Beach this weekend.
But can we
My-
party at your house?
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
I don't
Good
care.
call.
Yeah, he'll bring his chickens. We'll do a trial run. We'll do a trial run. Bring your chickens.
I could do that. Yeah.
And let them just peck around a little bit.
There should be some.
Oh, wait, no, wait. Before you say whatever you're going to say, I did hear a story the other day that you can rent chickens and they'll do all the work for you.
You just need a place for them.
Yeah. And you pay a monthly fee
that's
and they'll
what you
do
need.
all the work.
That's
they'll
what
bring
you
you the
need.
coop. They'll bring you the chickens. I think
That
they'll
way-
even clean up after them and
That
feed
way,
them.
when your wife gets it out of her system, all you have to do is have them call them and have them come get it.
It's not cheap, but it might be cheaper in the long run.
No. Listen, my son. As soon if he does do 50 days, 10 push-ups in a row, I'll offer him a payoff. Right on day 49, I'll be like, I'll give you $500. no, 500 or even probably cheaper. I think I can get
He's
it for
not a money
$250.
guy,
You should have had him smoke a whole carton of cigarettes.
Didn't you let him? Didn't you say he could
Teach
have
him a lesson.
anything at Target, no matter what? And he's like,
He forgot.
Yeah, so I don't think he does it for money. He's going to want those chickens, man.
One thing I forgot to talk about. We were at dinner the other night, and so we're sitting there, and then Tommy and Max, they're not eating nothing. We're sitting there, we're like, oh, come on, take 45 minutes. Anyway, they're like, hey, what does femboy mean? Right? They asked me that, and so I'm like, what, femboy? And they're like, yeah, femboy. And then I'm like,
where are you letting them wander on the internet, man?
So then I'm like, I would guess that maybe it's a boy that acts feminine.
What does dilated anus mean, man?
And they start laughing. And they're like, oh, that's why they kicked us out. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, we're in a chat room called Femboy on a game we like to play called Repo on Roblox.
We were repoing some gay guys' cars.
And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, me and Mom said you're not allowed to go on random chat rooms. You're allowed to be on chat rooms with your friends.
Well, that's why you lock it down. You can't trust them.
So then Tommy's like, wait a minute. Mom said that I was allowed to go when I was on this Roblox game called Content Warning. But it was more of like a
Y'all
jump scare.
gotta clean up your house.
and Tommy's like, Mom said that we can go on any chat room even if they curse. So I'm like, no, we never. And
I'm in Jarrett's Subway Paradise. I've been hanging out here for days making sandwiches.
And
I'm
then
an old man.
Crystal's like, we never said that. We never. And then I was like, no one would ever say. Me and Mom would never say that.
I hope he has the recording. Like,
Here's the recording. I got video of it.
Of
right,
course
Max.
we didn't say that.
Max, pull the video.
And then we were like, we'll take you're not allowed to, we'll make it so you can't use Roblox anymore if you don't get your shit together. You're not allowed to be in chat rooms.
You
Like,
can't be
all
talking
right.
to femboys and twinks and all these other.
No, so I just like, you don't go in random chat rooms. And they're like, okay.
Okay.
And then, so I was like, all right. I think we said this before, and then this happened.
Well,
so.
how'd we do? I think we did pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, we're not.
Dad, how do you spell GIMP? How do you spell the GIMP?
And then I'm like, I think they'll get it this time.
All you can do is try. All you can do is try.
That's what they told me.
If they only had parental ways to lock down these things, but they don't.
I don't
Nothing
know.
can be done.
Roblox, I don't know.
Nothing can be done.
I mean, I have to get on there and see.
Yeah, you have to. In order.
You don't want to do that.
No,
right?
there's too much work.
How do you do it?
And also to catch up.
Do it then.
Show me, Tommy, how you get into this.
Yeah.
Show me where the femboy
They're
is.
playing a bunch of different games at all times. They were playing a farming game that I liked, and then now they switched to Repo.
That's why they want the chicken.
Extreme racist farming. They do extreme racist farming and femboy skate challenge.
Just get a duck hunt. Just get a duck hunt.
We don't have that.
Too many guns.
They do have racist gay duck hunt, though, if you want to play that.
All right.
We have a voicemail that I believe is attacking John Bustecker.
All right.
Allow me to load it up.
All right. Bring it on.
Tom, Dan, BD, and Mike.
PD and Kylie.
This gripe is specifically for John Bustecker of Bangalore and the Bus.
All right. I already got it wrong.
Scrolling, and I saw this headline. What was it?
Cock block, shop-a-lock
So
for
that-
chopping block.
John Bustecker needs to get his stuff together. I think this is the best platform to do it. BDM for life. Love you guys.
Bye.
So actually, that was written after Brendan left Bangalore. But he did.
That's what I claim too.
I will say, I think Brendan was one of the first to call that the cock block because they have so many chicken restaurants.
Okay.
They had Popeyes, they had Guy's Chicken Restaurant, they had a PDQ. I think there's a Chick-fil-A. So there's a lot of chicken restaurants.
PDQ's still there. Chick-fil-A's still there. Chicken Guy is gone.
Which actually, did you guys go to Chicken Guy?
Never went.
I thought it was kind of good.
Never
I only went
went.
once, but it was.
There's
it was
Kickin'
fine.
Chicken. There's what's the other big one?
Kickin' Chicken. What are you talking about?
What the chicken restaurants, right?
I've never heard of Kickin'
No,
Chicken.
there's not Kickin' Chicken.
What the hell is Kickin' Chicken? You're hallucinating.
Swedish?
Did you take the mushroom? You
No,
took the mushroom.
no, don't talk about
What's
it.
in these
I didn't know.
candies?
No, was it
chicken-
Canes?
Canes. that's
Raisin
different.
cane.
That's different.
You called it kicking chicken? Hold on a second. This
Raisin
guy is
canes.
wild. Wait a minute. Raisin
maybe you did
cane.
say Tommy can go in
Kicking
these chat
chicken.
rooms.
I see. I kind of see it. Raisin, kicking.
Yeah. It's Raisin Cane.
Yeah, Raisin Cane. Post Malone's got his hand in Raisin Cane, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And I've never been to Raisin Cane's either. I've heard it's really good, but I've never been. There's Zaxby's.
Yeah. Zaxby's been around though, but it seems like Raisin Canes and like there's another one though. It's also like a fast food style that popped up. And is it because just hot chicken fingers is like the super popular thing now?
Well, I think it's just like, especially for families, it's something where almost everybody will eat it, and it can be sort of economically affordable.
I went to that Raisin Canes at like 9 o'clock on like a Tuesday one time with my nephew, who's like 12, and it was packed. It was packed. It was one near I Drive area.
Yeah.
So busy. Like everybody has their phones out. They're eating chicken strips. It was crazy.
Yeah, the chicken strips thing is
at least there. Raisin Canes is super popular.
Yeah, like there's
why did it take so long for one restaurant just to focus? Because I remember Guthrie's when I
Guthrie's
was
is
in
the
college and go up and party at UF.
Still my favorite.
And we go get a gut box, and it was just
so good, dude. Gut box was where it's at.
Yeah,
you get a
it's
piece of
just
Texas
chicken
toast,
strips.
4 chicken strips, crinkle fries, and a piece of Texas toast. It's a gut box, and you
And
get
some
like
gut sauce.
Guthrie sauce, Guthrie sauce, or gut sauce. Yeah,
and then I remember everybody's like, "Oh, you got to get a gut box." And like, back then, this is almost 25
and then you
years
take
ago.
a penny and you put the penny in the gut sauce. Did you ever do that?
No.
So you always have to find the dirtiest penny you could find at the end of your meal. You put it in the gut sauce and you let it sit for the entire time you eat your meal. And then at the end of the meal, you pull the penny out and wipe it with a napkin. The penny will be brand new. Because the gut sauce is so fucking acidic and terrible for you that it will eat off all the fucking finger dirt on the penny. That was like what we did in Tallahassee.
And you think that, like, just from the popularity of that more chicken strip only restaurants would have opened a lot sooner, but it seemed like it just now started to be a craze.
PDQ is good. Andrea reminded me in the chat room that we all go to PDQ at the Amway.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. They got a good sandwich there.
We'll just get the fingers because you can get a box. And they put at the Amway, here's a hack. If you're looking
Kia Center.
Yeah, thank you. For the Kia Center. Thank you. I'm the oldest one here. So I'm allowed to do that. At the Kia Center, if you go there, the people that work at PDQ, especially if you get there early, and if you do get there early, it's better because trust me, they're not on their game. Mm-hmm. And they will fill your box to the top, the tippy tip. They start with fries and then they put the chicken fingers on it, and you'll get your box, it'll weigh like 6 pounds, and you'll know you have nothing but fries in there. It's great. So we just get 1 or 2 of those. Sometimes we just get 1 and we just pick off of it because it's loaded up. Absolutely loaded up.
Let's do another voicemail.
All right, let's try.
Hopefully this one's not picking on me.
Hey guys, Dan in Palm Bay. I was just last week, you guys were talking about Pee Wee Herman, and Tom said that he didn't realize which theater it was in, or what happened. It was actually called the South Trail Cinema in Sarasota, Florida. And the funny thing about that is it's gone, but it's actually, and it's related to the show, a mellow mushroom now. All right, medium flight.
It's funny that it is a mellow mushroom because he was mellowing his mushroom in there.
What's the funny part there?
Funny is relative to different people.
It's kind of funny that it's a mellow mushroom.
Yeah, it is very funny.
But
I would like to find the area of the theater that he was jacking it, and then find the same area in the mellow mushroom, and then you put a little plaque next to the seat that says Pee Wee Herman was mellowing his mushroom.
Yeah. Mushrooms only.
Yeah.
And what if they let you could whack it here one time? We'll put a box over you.
What? How many? Okay, never mind.
So
that's one.
Was there a ranch dressing joke there somewhere?
But my question on the show that no one ever answered was it gay porn or was it straight porn? He was whacking it to.
I thought it was straight porn.
Okay,
I thought it was gay porn.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
your
it was
chocolate got in my peanut butter. Your peanut butter got in my chocolate.
Because maybe
I could ask ChatGPT to see if it knows.
Because I think during that time, harder to maybe get gay porn in like rentals and things.
Maybe,
which made it the reason why he was
because it was like what 80, like 90 or 91.
It was in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was the early 90s, I think.
I'm doing a.
But I feel like I don't know, I could be wrong, but I wonder if a cinema would show
Yeah,
gay
no, I know,
porn
yeah.
in early 90s. But maybe they did.
Okay, so here's all we know. There is no evidence to suggest that the theater was exclusively gay or straight. So they ran both types of movies. But it did occur in a venue known for gay hookups. So it was already a known area. And we've talked to Brendan before. There are even known areas of Orlando that are known for the gay hookup.
Yeah, okay.
And this was known for that. So, but that's not what he was doing. So it's kind of unfair to paint it like it. We don't know.
But like, I feel like the reporting at the time could have figured out what movie it was. I mean,
I know,
think.
and they didn't mention it. So
I mean,
that
maybe
made me
not in
think-
the documentary, but like if you were to find the original article from probably the Sarasota paper back then, I feel like it would say this is the name of the movie that he was at.
You would think
I'm looking it up now. It's like a real reporter over there. He's like,
I mean, if you were the name of the movie,
I feel like you're snooping around in somebody's bathroom for new clues.
What adult movie was he watching?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Okay, so the arrest occurred July 26, 1991 in Sarasota. Films playing that night were Nurse Nancy.
Okay, that's
Turn
straight.
Up the Heat.
Could be both.
Catalina 5-0. Or Tiger Shark Butt Boys.
Oh, well, there you go.
I made that up. The last one I made up. The last one I made up. That's how quick I am. That's how good I am.
I was like, bingo.
Show me Tiger Shark Butt Boys.
Let's do one more voicemail.
All right, one more. Let's do. Let's try this one. It's kind of interesting.
I'm pretty sure Phil Hendry just moved to Cocoa Beach.
Is that true? I had heard that too. There are rumblings within Reddit and online that world-class voice, impressionist, and radio host, and one of my personal favorite radio personalities of all time, Mr. Phil Hendry, has possibly moved to Cocoa Beach.
Okay.
We have to talk to Phil Hendry.
I remember listening to his show.
One of the best. He's one of the best.
And because when there was not very much talk radio to listen to, especially like when he was on, I was like, there's no other options.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because you'll never really get this.
Hey, guys.
Sorry.
Where his whole show was based on his audience not knowing that he was doing both voices and doing
sometimes three voices.
Yeah, like doing.
I don't know if I know who this is.
Okay, so Phil Hendry, when Real Radio, the first time we ran him, I want to say it was like in the very, very late 90s into the early 2000s. It would have been a night program around the same time we were running Love Lines, which I knew you used to listen to.
Yeah.
I used to listen to that.
And we'd play Phil Hendry, and what Phil would do is he would do it was Phil Hendry Coast to Coast. He'd do a show, and then he'd say like, hey, coming up next we have this particular guest, but that particular guest, he'd have a phone line that was specifically wired by his engineer, or multiple ones, and he'd have a microphone just like me here, and he'd have his phone line in his left hand, and then he would just off mic talk into the phone and just talk to himself.
Wow.
And this is a time when there were no cameras. It was theater of the mind. Nobody would see it. And he would do all the characters, whether it was a lady, a man. He had like hundreds of characters that he would do.
That's wild.
No one probably ever gave him the improv, credit for how hard
They
that
are
is.
now. A lot of people are now, like a lot of like real good improv people. In fact, our friends Summer and Robin, who do improv at Universal, would probably weigh in at there are people that if you know, you know. He's one of those guys.
So then
as far as improv goes, though, one of the best in the world.
So his show was then he'd be talking to this character that he'd have on, which was himself. Is kind of like,
and he'd argue with himself for an hour. Yeah, it's just like
he'd argue with himself, and then he'd get his callers to call in, and they'd be like, they'd talk to him, this character, and they'd talk to Phil Hendry about like how crazy this was and stuff. So they wouldn't know. So it's like, so then you have a version like his audience, his main audience, I guess, would know. Like I would listen and be like, oh, I know what he's doing, and that's funny because the callers don't. But he had enough callers each show that were passive enough listeners that didn't understand that he was doing this. So it was weird.
And the beauty in it,
and he did it for years.
And the beauty in it too is once he had somebody on the line that was incensed, he would play the part of the caller, and then so he'd let his caller character go hard on the other caller, but then he'd use himself to mediate it and make sure that he got that person's back and calm the situation down enough to string them along even more. And that's what made it so brilliant, is that he'd have people on the line arguing with him, really mad at the fake caller on the line, but then he'd play devil's advocate and go, come on, what are you doing there? To himself, he'd be like, hey, you can't talk to my callers like that.
Because he wants the real caller to stay on longer. And then, anyway, fascinating that this could, because, again, you could never do this for that long anymore because people would instantly know because the information's so easy to get. But
way ahead of his time.
Back then, you couldn't search on the internet, is Phil Henry talking to himself? There was no way to know.
Yeah.
So it was like people were just turning it on and listening. It was like, oh, this is crazy. I'm going to call in.
I don't know if there is a documentary about him or something, but I'd love to see one. And hey, if he is in the Cocoa Beach area and you know of it, ask him politely if maybe we could get an interview with him. I'd love to talk to the guy. He's been on Real Radio, or had been on Real Radio for many, many years. I know he knows of the station. I know it.
What was his home station? Where was he based out of?
Couldn't tell you. Somewhere up north, though.
Yeah, but he's syndicated in a lot of places.
A lot of places.
That's the old school syndicated radio is weird too.
And I think he did really well. And he was one of those ones that did really well in old school syndication, but it was also mysterious. And that's the coolest part about him, is that for a very long time, up until when the internet did become very regular, you didn't even know what he looked like. You're like, it was as much a mystery as anything. It was crazy.
Yeah, there's no mysteries anymore.
No.
People know, you have a question in your phone, there's an answer. With every question you could possibly think of. It's which kind of takes the fun away.
I got one more. Here's the last one. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Bubble Bath Billy. I don't know why I thought of this, but actually I was high, so that's why. But what is a thought exercise? What is the dirtiest clothes that you would put in your washing machine with other normal clean-ish clothes? Everything we put in the washing machine is dirty to an extent already, right? So there's a baseline. But would you put super muddy, think of the mud walk, super muddy clothes in there with other clothes and assume that it's all going to come out okay? Do you have to wash those separately first before you could, wash them again with something else? What about poop? I don't have kids, but you guys have kids. When they were young, if poop was on their clothes, would you put poopy clothes in with other clothes and assume that it's going to come out okay? Just curious what the line is.
Well, because I'm not like these people that lie about making sure all their turds go into a toilet, I put everything in the washer and assume that the washer rinses and then puts more water in and then rinses and puts more water in. So I will put a blood-soaked rag in there, a doo-doo rag. I don't care what it is. As long as it's in there with some detergent, it's coming out clean.
You're also talking to the Tom and Dan show, not the Tammy and Darlene show.
Hey,
what do we know about washing machines? Ask us about engines.
Yeah.
We won't know.
Don't know nothing about that.
We know nothing
I have a
about
question,
washing machines or engines.
So I have a black lab, and she pooped in her crate the other day, and so I had to clean all that, but there was covers in it. Would you wash a dog poop towel?
Oh, yeah. In there, yeah.
With your regular clothes?
Absolutely. That's cleaner than human poop. Because that's
Okay.
just, I know that's just
All
grain.
right, yeah, but
that dog's just been eating grain pellets. It's
All right,
fine.
but
Absolutely.
then-
I'm not a baby like people that, I hate that people are like guys with, I can't go get my butt checked colonoscopy. I can't do that because it's gay. I hate you when you say that. I hate you so much. You're such a
I don't know what
baby.
that has to do with my dog.
No, but people
It's just
are
uncomfortable.
People are so wimpy. Everybody's so fucking wimpy. My God.
Guys, put your finger up your butt.
Yeah, I'm gay.
And you're standing there with your finger up your butt.
I might wash that separate.
No, I put it all in there because I figure that thing, I know it fills up with water, it agitates, so it's washing the poop out, then it drains, then it rinses, so it's washing the poop away.
Yeah,
What if it doesn't get all the poop?
Yeah,
though?
and then it creates a poo-poo stew.
It does
that gets on
everything. Yeah,
everything.
it
And my
doesn't do
clothes,
that.
the things I'm wearing.
I don't think
I'll
it
wash
does
it with
that.
towels and stuff. I don't want to wash it with what I'm wearing.
I guarantee you, if I washed, I could wash that beautiful
Just Call
Mo turtle shirt. I could wash that with a poop towel, and you'd never notice it.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Yeah.
That's the thing that drives me crazy is that everybody's like, oh, you got to wash that separately. Well, you're just wasting water. You're part of the problem. Put the poop towel in there. Stop being a baby.
How much will it wash and come out clean on the other side? Like, if you had a ridiculous all the clothes were mud and, I mean, just over the top. Like you ran a Tough Mudder, or you took like 20 people's fucking shorts and t-shirt from a Tough Mudder and then
I'd throw them in the trash.
Would it come out clean, or would you have to do it twice?
Probably do it twice.
Yeah. You'd have to do it one more time, right?
Christine's asking, do you also rinse your dishes before putting them in the dishwasher? No, I don't.
You're not supposed to.
Not supposed to do that.
Yeah, which I can't get beyond because I'm like,
Andrea does it. I don't do it. I'll put it in there. I'll literally take a plate with just, it's like cold mac and cheese frozen in the plate. Put it right in there. Hope this comes through.
That's what you're supposed to do. They put a whole cake in the commercial. We get a call. Let's take this last.
Oh, crap. Live call Friday. Who's this?
Oh, my gosh.
Hello.
Live call Thursday.
Well, we're sorry. This is
Hang up.
You're right. No, you're right. This is the Friday Free Show, though, so I was confused. You're correct, sir. I stand corrected.
What's your name?
Adam. So calling in, I don't have a BDM Facebook group, so I'm trying to see if someone on here is interested. I just picked up a Blackstone. It's pretty good. Needs a little scrub down.
No, Adam. He took my Blackstone.
Is he selling?
This is Adam. I gave him my Blackstone.
Is this that old-timey radio where you're trying to sell stuff?
It is. This is Tradio. This is the first time. This is the first time I've ever.
So let's talk.
First time ever in 30-year broadcasting career I've ever allowed a listener to come to my dwelling and pick up some of my trash.
All right, so Adam, because I gotta admit, when I heard Daniel was giving you this Blackstone, I did think, I was like, well, I want a Blackstone. And he didn't offer it to me because I know it is the most pristine Blackstone
it's not.
that you'd ever fucking ever get anywhere.
It's not.
This shit is better than in box.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, no, it does need a little work. I'm gonna sand the whole thing down and re-season it. But,
it needs to be re-seasoned.
It got rusted?
A little rusted, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, that's not like that's not the Daniel I know.
I've changed. I've changed a little
I've never seen anything Daniel owns get rusted.
I also changed the passcode on my phone because I'm cheating on my wife.
So let's talk about
that garage was a little more cluttered than I thought too.
Are you losing it?
It's coming unravel. I'm telling you.
Is that your new look?
It's all
the
coming
new Daniel.
unravel. The new Daniel.
Your prospector.
I keep my beard like I keep my garage, messy and stinky.
So how'd you get Daniel's Blackstone? I want to hear the story.
He mentions he had the Blackstone just sitting around, and I just emailed him like, "Hey, I'll take it," and he said, "Sure."
All right, so you're what I call a vulture. You hear passive comments from your local podcaster, and you're like, "Oh, I'll get that."
Oh, now you pissed off Andrea. Andrea's in the chat room. She says, "This garage isn't cluttered at all. What's this guy talking about?" She's mad.
Yeah, well, we painted a picture of perfection. No one can live up.
It is a little cluttered. It is.
But so then you emailed Daniel. You're like, "I'll take the Blackstone." And did he say? Now I've had this too, and I usually like, well, $50.
But I did do it. I
you.
did do a Tom, and I'll tell on myself.
Oh.
He wrote me back, and he said, "Okay, what day would be good for you for me to swing through and pick it up?" And I said, and he's like, and then he said Wednesday, and I was like, "Okay, that will be great." And I also thought that in the text message to me, he had said, "Hey, Wednesday will be great. I'll swing by and bring you some Jeff's Bagel Run." But he didn't say, "I'll swing through and bring you some Jeff's Bagel Run." He said, "My family wants it, and I'll swing through and grab them Jeff's Bagel Run." Okay. And I wrote back to him like you would do, "Oh, that's okay. You don't have to get me any Jeff's Bagel Run." And he write back like you would write back to you. He wrote back, "I didn't say that. I wasn't going to bring you Jeff's Bagel Run." And then I was very embarrassed.
Well, sir, now you
very embarrassed.
Did you bring him some Jeff's for the deal?
He did not.
No, I did not, because he said he didn't want it.
He wanted it.
He's logical like you. After I said I didn't want it, he's like, "Well, fine, you didn't want it."
Well, you got to bring him something.
No, he didn't bring me nothing. He brought me, I'll tell you what he brought me.
Did you get him some tequila?
No, he brought me a very small miniature dirty Looney Tunes, Space Jam, Michael Jordan cloth doll to give to Pat. He gave me a dirty doll to give to Pat. Cadillac fucking Pat.
Okay, you didn't bring
So
Daniel nothing?
I gave this guy a Blackstone grill with all the attachments. I gave him pancake squeezums.
Oh, okay.
I gave him 50 to 60 different spatulas. I gave him a veggie basket. I gave you a wok. I gave you a pizza stone. I gave you the little wooden thing that you can chippy chop so it doesn't burn your hands. I gave him all of that. He gave me a dirty doll.
Well, is there anything that now on the scales of justice, it's weighing heavy on your, you got to even it up. So is there anything you could offer Daniel down the road? Because, he's going to come knocking one day because now.
I got a favor in
there. You owe him a favor.
I have a 10-year-old bottle of whiskey if you want that.
No, I'm not a whiskey guy. No, it's fine.
Do you have any? Are you like a refrigerator repairman or something?
I work with government contracts, so even my job can't help him out.
All right. He wants a missile. Can you get him a missile?
It's all right. You got me this time. That's fine. You got me this time.
But I do appreciate the Blackstone and the pound of dust that you left on everything.
I didn't clean it. I didn't clean it either. How is that? Isn't that not
That's
like
weird.
me?
Yeah.
That's not
Maybe
like
you
me.
can invite Dan over for a meal made on this Blackstone.
Plus, this isn't like me. Like I took it down, and normally I got it down to the garage, and I was like, normally I clean it top to bottom and then, before I give it away. Maisie cleaned all of the utensils for it. Like she said she wanted to. She's like, I'll clean all the utensils. She's crazy, so I just take advantage of her cleaning. So she was cleaning all of that, and then I looked at it, and I was sitting downstairs. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I did it Tom style.
He got a free one. He can clean it.
Hey man, I was happy to do it, and have a great weekend. I hope you guys enjoy it.
You too. I appreciate it. And I did bump up my BDM membership.
Oh, you didn't have to do
there you go.
You didn't have to do
That's the least you can do.
You didn't have to
That's the
do
least you can do.
That benefits Tom.
Get out. Yeah, I get all of that, right? How do can I do that? Can I talk to our webmaster and just get all that money into my side?
I don't know where it goes.
Are there sides? We don't even. We run this thing like left and right Twix. We have no idea what's happening. But it's all the same.
There's a minute where the transfer goes nowhere. It's like, where's the money? And then it pops out. Oh, okay, shut up.
Every Monday when we get here, we sit in front of the computer and then we dial up the monies just to see if we're still business.
I'm a little worried, though. Like when someone who's known for something and then it starts slipping a little bit. I don't know. This is,
oh, it's the beginning of the end. Yeah.
When Pee Wee's cracking his own eggs, you're like, oh, no more Rube Goldberg.
I like how you brought it back to eggs because you're the one that's gonna have eggs.
Okay, like the boot's supposed to do that, and you're doing it yourself. I'm like, this is not like you, Pee Wee. Anyway, let's get out of here. Bus Decker's gonna go pick up his wife from the airport.
I do.
Where was your wife? At some sort of.
Hey, that's none of your business. Damn, where's your wife?
She was up in Asheville seeing her parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ooh, Asheville, that's a good spot.
Is she still making pottery?
Yeah.
I went to her.
She has a show on Saturday at the Favo. If you want to go.
Is it a different one or same place?
Same thing.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, we might come out again. That was fun. I already went out there. No big deal. I support.
Thank you.
I support my friends in the local artists that are out there.
I appreciate it.
Horse Girl Pottery. Just a little shout out.
I need to know how hard it is
to what
before I can appreciate it.
You can't make plates like she make a pottery.
No, I know I can't, but I don't know in general. Like when I see,
they're fully custom.
I saw her art gallery at the pottery, so there's like a IKEA white square.
That's not nice.
No.
Off to a bad start.
No.
Also, all you have some shitty ass IKEA stuff.
No. I'm saying the presentation. Then your wife's pottery art was sitting on top of it.
That's one thing.
I know, but then I can't understand how hard it is to make that. So I need to know that before I can appreciate it.
But if you can't conceive how hard it is to make that, then understand how hard it is. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you have no general concept of how hard that is, then just know it's super hard, and that's how dumb you are.
I say if I gave you,
you should be able to create an idea of how hard it is.
If I gave you a block of clay, could you make a teapot?
No, I could not.
Okay, then it's hard.
But I know, you could do it with a ghost behind you.
Yes.
The Orlando Shine podcast on Real Radio every Friday
night.
Come
to our skate event.
Yeah. And, of course, justcomo.com/skate. We'll be there next Saturday, July 12th.
Fill out the waivers.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
So Cimarron Skateway, 5 to 7. You have to... it could possibly reach capacity. So
if it does, I have to cut it off. So
Yeah.
get in before I have to cut it off.
As long as you're registered, you're in. All right.
Yep, there you go. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it.
Have a safe 4th of July weekend. We hope everybody has a good time, and we'll see you on Monday's BDM show.
Look, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
This is all jokes and funny to you, huh? You can take it up with legal. Have a good day.